Namaste Nepal. Shubha Shaniwar. We're all set for the titanic clash between two top sides this season. It's the Sudurpachim Royals led by Dipendra Singheri and the Birat Kings led by Sandeep Lamichhane. We are also have got our match referee in Manu Nair, and Chankhe is going to bring us the coin for the toss. Dipendra Singheri is flipping the coin.
Tails.
Tails is the call. And tails it is. Congratulations, winning the toss, Sandeep. What have you decided to do and why?
First of all, welcome to Nepal.
Thank you so much.
We're going to bowl first.
You're going to bowl first. And the reason for that, Sandeep?
This is quite simple, before the playoffs kicks off, we just want to have some of the experience on day games as well. So, last time we played here, we batted first, so we're going to bowl first this time.
And there is still a chance of your team to finish in the top two. Is that one of the reasons that you should know how much to chase in how many overs in the second innings? That's why bowling first?
Of course, that's also in our mind, but, keeping everything aside and just following the process at this point of time is the basic thing. So, just would love to restrict the opposition under as low as possible. So, it would be a nice and easy chase for us.
Any changes to your side?
Yeah, we've got 4 changes today.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So, Subhash, Sahil, Narayan and George not playing. In place of them, we've got Naren, and I need to remember.
And we'll figure it out.
Surya is there, Shankar is there, and Martin Guptill is back.
Awesome, awesome. So good luck with that, and really hope to see a good game of cricket.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Dipender. Losing the toss, not a problem. What would you have done?
We have done batting first.
Okay.
Now, but I want to bowl first.
Oh, you wanted to bowl?
Yeah, if I won the toss.
So the undefeated, unconquered side, that's your Sudurpachim Royals. Any wrinkles to iron just before you move to the playoffs?
Nothing.
Nothing in particular.
Yeah.
All right, thank you so much. And one thing I'm a big fan of, Dipender, is your fielding. You're a live wire. I'm really looking forward to a run out today from you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I will do.
Thank you so much. Thanks a lot. So the news from the center is that Biratnagar Kings have won the toss and have elected to field first. And now we'll go to Carlos Brathwaite to tell us more about the 22 yards that are being used today. Carlos, over to you.
A wonderful day and another beautiful pitch. This pitch has been used already, and it was a high-scoring game. What I love about the decision at the toss is they're basically saying the Kings, this pitch will not change after 40 overs, and they think that they can chase whatever the Royals put on. And I can tell you from looking at the pitch, it's very bare, more of like a step hit length, and then the grass, not even covering, but just enough of it. If you can come down a little bit with me, there's just a little... Glass is gone. There's just a little bit of grass in and around here that may offer something with a fairly new ball, but with all the bare patches, the color of the track, no cracks at all, and bright sunshine. This is going to be a high-scoring game between the two best teams in the tournament, according to the table. Stay with us for it. It's going to be a cracker.
Well, there we go. Just as a reminder, the Kings have won the toss and elected to bowl. Now, as we say, the Royals are unbeaten. They are 6 from 6 and are sitting at the top of the table, but would like to head into those qualifiers with that confidence and momentum from today's win. Now, of course, the Kings, a little bit of a different story from those guys. Coming back from a disappointing loss last match, we'll be looking to get back to winning ways today. Now, beside me, I'm joined by Andrew Leonard and HD Ackerman. Guys, looking at what I've just said there, how do you see this match unfolding today?
Well, most importantly, it's Super Saturday. We got the dream team together. HD on me right, Jess on me left. Happy days all round. Not quite sure how this game's going to go because the Royals have made so many changes. They're preparing for the playoffs. Don't know where it's going to happen, but the Kings, they get a big win. They could be in the top 2.
Lenny, I'm just over the moon that I'm actually involved here with Mr. and Mrs. Nepal. Just standing alongside them is an absolute thrill for me. I fancy the Kings today, to be honest. I know that the Royals have made a number of changes, but I fancy the Kings I know they've got to win in, 12 overs or something like that to get enough runs to ensure that they finish in second position. But Guptill's back in the side, and I think that that's a good thing for them.
Of course, and as you guys have just rightly said there's been so many changes in this squad today. So let's take a closer look at the two playing 11s and how they're shaping up.
Yeah, I'll guide you through them here if I can. Okay, let's get a look at them. There we are. In you come, drone cam. Show us these teams. 4 for the Biratnagar Kings. In comes Martin Guptill. Surya Tamang, looking forward to seeing his left arm spin. And Shankar Rana, who's had a bit of an indifferent tournament. He gets another chance to show his worth ahead of the playoffs. Naran Bhatta, the final one out. The surprise for me, no Subhash Bandari, the off-spinner who bowled well. And also missing out Narayan Joshi, Sahil Patel, and George Munsey. He's had a difficult tournament. Maybe resting that little bit of a shoulder niggle that he's had. For the Sudurpachim Royals, 2 changes. Chris Lynn, obviously with that hamstring injury, he's struggling, so he misses out. Scott Kugeline also being rested ahead of the playoffs, and in comes Josh Brown, and crucially too, Dhruv Parashar. He's a very good young cricketer. We've seen him on as a subfielder quite a bit, but I'd imagine the young Emirati all-rounder to be good. Bat and ball.
Let's take a closer look at how some of these players have performed then, starting with the Royals. Captain Dipendra Singh Eri, obviously, Lenny, I know is one of your favourites in the field especially. He's been a live wire in all departments, but what value has he added to the team?
Yeah, there's just something about him, isn't there? Dipendra Singh Eri, bat ball and in the field, just manages to do it all. I've got one big message though. We see his first run out there. I'm just really hoping, as we see the few catches he's taken too, that Dawud Malan does not pass on the message to his English teammates or his former English teammates ahead of that T20 World Cup. Because have a look at this HD, world class.
Yeah, he is a world-class player, Lenny. Bat ball in the field, leads from the front. But you probably should have asked me that question, Jess, because Lenny and Dipendra Singh Eri remind me a little bit of my grandmother and me, in that she says, absolutely, I could do anything in the world wrong, and she will say that I didn't. When it comes to Dipendra Singh Eri, if he has a bad game, Lenny will find something in his game. But you know what? He's not wrong. I'll give him that. He is a sensational cricketer and extremely popular here, so now I am no longer popular.
I'm sorry, I actually couldn't hear what HD was saying, just purely because of the scale of laughter in my ear here. Dipendra Singh Eri is world class for a reason. If he doesn't do it with the bat, he does it with the ball. Doesn't do it with the ball, he does it in the field.
Correct.
He's got it all.
He also does it with that backflip celebration. Is that one of the best celebrations we've seen here?
Well, I heard a rumour, Jess. I heard you used to be a bit of a gymnast.
Well, what can I say?
Can you imagine how viral that would go? Dipendra Singh Eri and Jess doing backflips on the TU outfields? Let's make it happen on a rest day.
It might be something we see shortly. Now looking at Biratnagar Bandari then, how good has he been, HD?
Yeah, he's been great at the top of the order. A bit of an unsung hero because, from my perspective, because we always seem to look at the big overseas players, and he goes about his work unnoticed, but he's been brilliant for them in this campaign. And if they're going to end up lifting that elusive title, and I say elusive because of what happened last year, I think he's got to play a big part.
Just one more word on Biratnagar Bandari. He might be 35 years of age, but he has that experience. He's been to a T20 World Cup in 2014. I actually really enjoyed what he said to the media. He was quite outspoken, but he's kind of at that stage of the career where he just doesn't care anymore. He said, well, do my performances merit selection at a T20 World Cup? Does being one of the leading run scorers in the Nepal Premier League actually mean I get into Stuart Law's thoughts? So he's kind of poked the bear a little bit. I'd expect another good performance from him today.
And in the most polite way possible, being 35, one of the oldest players in the squad, what will his experience, translate onto the younger players?
Well, I think HD's better answering that than me, but I think you need that mix, don't you, of experience and youth, and Bandari brings that to the Royals.
Yeah, well, if we could just bring up the IPL for just a moment, is that I think that was the masterstroke behind it, and now the NPL is going to do exactly the same. In your dressing room, having world-class players and experienced campaigners surrounding those young players, it just allows them to mature a lot quicker than they would normally do if they were just playing in a local setup. So I see that this whole thing will just escalate Nepal cricket to another level.
And moving on to the Kings then, match 22 versus the Lions. Sandeep Lamachani with the ball 2 for 20. How destructive has he been this season?
Yeah, well, look, he's having a completely different season, isn't he? Sandeep Lamachani to last year, struggled for wickets early. He's now joint top of the table, 12 wickets. There's 4 Nepal bowlers. They're tied on 12 wickets apiece. They've been dominant. His variations, his control has been exceptional.
I hate giving him compliments, but he did say at the start of the tournament that if the Kings are going to do well, Sandeep Lamachani has to have a big tournament, and he's doing exactly that.
Of course, and now, as we say, the Royals have secured themselves a top 2 finish, but the Kings will be looking to join them today. Guys, do you think the Kings will join them?
Over to you,
It's going to be very, very difficult, but I think they've got the first part right by winning the toss and then bowling first, because if you're going to chase it down, they're going to have to do it in, I think it's around about 12 overs. But against this Royals bowling lineup, that's going to be a tough ask. But I hope so, for the benefit of all of them.
I think for me, the Royals are going to stay unbeaten. They've been sensational. They're going to go 7 from 7. Will they lift the title, though? That's the question come Saturday, December 13th. I'm not so sure, but I think the Royals will win today.
Excellent. Well, we know what these two are like with their little prediction game going on, so we'll see very shortly who's going to win that prediction. Now, of course, the umpires are walking on to the field as we speak, with the players following them. Make sure you don't go anywhere. All the action is coming up very, very soon.
Thank you, Jess, Andrew, and HD. A very good morning to all our viewers tuning in to this live coverage of match number 26, one of the most anticipated clashes here, the Biratnagar Kings taking on the Sudurpachim Royals. A lot of star value, a lot of performers, two formidable sides who set the stage on fire with some early wins, and this certainly will set it up for another great, sensational Saturday that beckons in this part of the world. Great scenes, crowd trickling in huge numbers. Both these sides have a massive fan base. You can expect every ball being an event. We can't wait for things to get started. We've seen it all towards the back end of the league stages. Then we move into the playoffs. The top 4 confirmed, but the Biratnagar Kings will want to finish in the top 2. Joining me this morning, the wonderful Fazal Khalil. Fazal, what a day, what a start.
Well, good morning, Mikhail, and good morning, Nepal. Good morning to everyone watching this magnificent broadcast. Binod Bhandari will be there in the middle. He's done so well for the Sudurpachim Royals. He's been one of the linchpins for them to come to this part of the tournament undefeated, undisputed. They are right on top of the table, and his partner there. There he is, a big Josh Brown, 46 matches, just over 1,000 runs, 150 strike rate. He'll need to strike at that. 450 is 100, 140 his best. No better stage than to come into his own before those big playoffs, Mikhail. These are the two teams that look really formidable on paper. But today, I just get the feeling that the balance of the Biratnagar Kings is slightly better than the Sudurpachim Royals. With Martin Kapil back where he belongs, they look a really good, well-oiled machine. So let them spin straight away, and I'm not surprised.
Yes, Surya Tamang has played 4 games in this competition, and he has 4 wickets to his credit with the best of 2 for 20. And that came against the Janakpur Bolts. Just had that one indifferent game where he gave 14 runs in 1 over, and after that he's not featured in the playing 11. Good to see the young left-arm spinner featuring here for the Biratnagar Kings. The countdown has begun for match number 26. It's the big one. It's going to be Surya Tamang, and facing up to him will be the ever-dependable Binod Bhandari. Slip in place. 3 on the off inside.
Slow pitch like you just saw. Initially looked to play down the ground, then sat down, swept the ball. So they need to be very careful about those first 6 overs, as I always keep mentioning. Well, just take a look at the pitch, Mikhail. It looks really dry to me. Better than the one we played on yesterday. But look, take a look at these scruff marks. We are in week 3, pitch number 4. A lot of wear and tear on it. There is grass there, but it's completely brown. The pitch in certain areas devoid of grass, but it is hard, but very, very little moisture underneath the surface. Hence, the nature will be really slow. Just take a look at that. It'll pitch and it'll come really slow onto the bats. The batsmen need to get set on these on this pitch before they play these adventurous shots. You don't want to be too ahead of yourselves and start going big very early in the innings. Play yourself in, you can still make up. It's not a very big ground.
Yeah, a bit of crease occupation will come in handy here for the batters, particularly early on. Spinners will certainly slow down the pace of the game. But if you bowl it there, you will be punished. First boundary here for Binod Bhandari, and the first for Sudurpachim Royals. Not the greatest of deliveries here by Tamang.
Well, two of the best shots to play on a slow pitch. One is the sweep and one is the cut. And this is the sweep, played really well. It was on leg stump. It was asking to be hit with the fielder inside the circle. The first NCL Super 4 of the day. And coming on the bat of Binod Bhandari. How many times in the tournament have we seen Binod Bhandari opening with that boundary? He looks really good and in really good form for the Sudurpachim Royals.
Having a chat with Binod Bhandari in the morning keeps it very simple. Look at those scores: 69, 42, 43. Cut away. Previous one swept, this one slashed, and just like Fazal mentioned, on a slow wicket, it's the runs square of the wicket that come really quickly.
Well, perfectly played this. Binod Bhandari swept one, immediately dropping that one short. There's so much of time. You can have a cup of tea and then go on that back foot and just smash it. There are no fielders back. We are in the first 6 overs. And really looking good is Binod Bhandari in this big game, match 26.
But that's better. You've got to toss it up and get the batter forward on this wicket early on. Good start here for the Sudurpachim Royals after being put into bat, 10 for no loss.
Just take a look at these two teams. Biratnagar Kings looks a superior one on paper, at least. Martin Guptill, Faf du Plessis, Lokesh Baum, Sam Hazlett, Shankar Rana, Bashir Ahmed. He's in prime form. Then you have the all-rounder Pritish, the left-arm spin of Surya Tamang, Marsh and Delanga, Sandeep Lamichane. Oh, they make a formidable side there. On the other hand, Josh Brown coming in. Binod Bhandari is in good form. Dr. Ishwar Pandey out there. Puneet Mehra has been looking good. Harmeet Singh there, a key all-rounder. Arif Sheikh, and that big man there, Dipendra Singh Airi. He's fielded really well, he's bowled really well. It's that time of the tournament where he'll need to bat well as well. Hikut Mahara, Dhruv Parasar. Oh, this looks a really cracking encounter. It may not be a very high scoring one, but it'll certainly be a close one, Mikhail.
Absolutely, Fazal. You want to believe both these sides on paper are nicely stacked up. Bashir Ahmed, also left arm spin from both ends. And I'll tell you what, Josh Brown was rested in the last game. He walked away with the player of the match in the second match, but he has 3 ducks as well in this competition. So it's been a mixed bag for him. And that's why early on he'll need to just apply himself. There you can see 0-0-0, the 168 against the Avengers.
Well, that's the kind of situation that Sudurpachim Royals are in, where they can give somebody who's not got too many runs another go in the game before the playoffs, Mikhail. That's number one. Number two, shows the kind of confidence that Sandeep Lamichane and the think tank have in Josh Brown. I beg your pardon, Dipendra Singh Airi and the think tank have in Josh Brown. They're giving him another chance just to ease him in before those big playoffs, to take on someone like Sandeep Lamichane. That's what I was getting to.
Yeah, good point. Got to look at this side. 6 player of the matches, 6 different players for the Sudurpachim Royals. And it all started with Harmeet Singh, who walked away with the player of the match in match 1. Then you had Josh Brown in match 2, Dipendra Singh Airi in the 3rd match, Binod Bhandari in the 4th match walked away with the player of the match, then Ishan Pandey, and then a couple of nights ago Chris Lynn with his 75. Remember, he opened the innings in place of Josh Brown. Each time you draw the batter forward, you're forcing him to play and do that extra bit on the surface, Fazal.
Well, this is the only thing that I've observed in all the Nepalese batsmen. They're very reluctant to use their feet with confidence. When a spinner is tossing the ball up and on a slightly slower surface, you come down the track, come to the pitch of the ball, meet the ball on the bounce. It makes life a lot easier than playing from your stumps. And then you have the opportunity to go back once you've used your feet. So that's probably just the one area that the Nepalese batsmen are reluctant to, or as a matter of fact, most international players are reluctant to nowadays.
uses his feet, but was just not close to the pitch of the ball. Gave it a wild swing, Vinod Bhandari. And it's been a good over here for Bashir. Just the one run. 11 for no loss. It's the last of the double headers here in this season's Siddhartha Bank Nepal Premier League. Then we move into the single headers and into the playoffs. After some spin, it's time for pace, and Martian Delanga will come on to bowl from the far end.
We did see him go for runs in the last match that they played, the Biratnagar Kings, but Martian Delanga has got the pace, he's got the bounce, and he's got the carry. That's why he's got that first slip in place. But this is the opportunity for someone like Josh Brown to make it count. Two fielders outside the 30-yard circle, so that's the opportunity for him. Third man and square leg are the two fielders. Well, it was there in the slot, wasn't it? Just lack of confidence, or perhaps he's just a little short on confidence as Josh Brown, or else he could have really put that away.
Yeah, that's Mr. Ravindra Vimalasiri. He's at the bowler's end. One of the umpires officiating in this game, and his colleague at the other end, Lyndon Hannibal. Had a lovely chat with him this morning. He's excited about Christmas coming in, though it'll be a bit muted, he says. So what's really happened in Sri Lanka, so our concerns and wishes with everybody back there in Sri Lanka to stay safe. And that's Mr. Vinay Kumar Jha. Give us a wave. Mr. Jha, you can give us a wave. We can see the smile. There it is. Yes. Another wonderful personality. All of them are so wonderful to talk to, Fazil. You certainly have quite a few chats with them at breakfast.
Yeah, and my favorite, Prageet Rambukwela. I'm sure he's in the hotel room watching this telecast. He'll be out there in the evening down the track. That's much better. That's the pace that we were talking about. We've always mentioned that lack of pace is what works on pitches like this. You give the batsman pace, you're going to pay for it.
Look at that for a hit. Beautifully backing himself, coming down the track, full follow through of the bat. He gave that a whack, and that just pierced the infield on its way to the ropes. Yeah, a bit of appreciation from the bowler, and why not? That was indeed a very good hit. Good start here for Binod. The moves, comes inside the line, this protection in the deep. Just being a bit audacious, and a bit of a banter between the bowler and the batter as well. Quite a character, Martian Delanga. Doesn't mind getting hit. Always wears a smile on his face.
Well, yes, I have observed that throughout the tournament. He plays it hard, but he plays it fair. He's really smiling. He's a really affable gentleman. He's really nice, Martian Delanga. He's the first one there if the batsman needs help. There he is. He's always at the batsman, never short of a word. The umpiring we were talking about, Mikhail, has been very good in the tournament, but for a few glitches here and there. But we do have a very experienced match referee as well, Manu Nair from India, played for Delhi with a lot of success. And we've had Mr. Mohammad Shafiq, the local here, throughout the first couple of weeks of the tournament. So really good stuff. There it goes. There she goes. That's into the grandstand. There was space on the ball. It was short. It was asking to be hit, and it got the treatment it deserved. 3 done, 23 for none.
Yeah, the top four have been confirmed, which means the Avengers, Chitwan Rhinos, Karnal Yaks and Janakpur Boards have played their part in terms of the qualification. Now what the Biratnagar Kings will be trying to do in this game is maybe just chase down the Sudurpachim's total as early as possible and move to number 2 so that they have that one shot to the final spot. But standing in between them are the Kathmandu Gorkhas. So much to play for still in the league stages, particularly for the Biratnagar Kings. Yeah, he's picking up the length very early and he's playing square to the wicket this morning, Binod, and it's working for him. You rightly mentioned, Fazal, pace on the ball on this surface is runs, and that's why Sandeep Lamichhane will need to quickly reassess his plans with all the paces that he has in his side.
Well, we've seen many teams bowling 5 spinners and just a couple of overs from a medium pacer, because it's the medium pacers who are going for runs. The spinners, if it's a bad ball, they are definitely going for runs, but by and large it's the spinners who have kept the batsmen in check throughout the tournament. And I think that will be the pattern as we go into the playoffs as well. So the all-important playoffs, very important for Biratnagar Kings that they get to that second spot, because Kathmandu Gorkhas will be eyeing that spot as well. If the Biratnagar Kings get there, they'll have 2 bites of the cherry. If they don't beat the Sudurpachim Royals, they can still have another opportunity to play the qualifier to gone. We're talking about spinners picking up wickets early. And there it is. Not the best delivery by Basir Ahmed, but he still picks up the first wicket. Vinod Bhandari will be making that walk back to the pavilion. Paschims lose their first wicket.
Yeah, just tried to create a scoring opportunity and tried to once again target that square leg, deep mid-wicket region. Played all over this one, did Vinod Bhandari. Was looking good for the couple of boundaries that he's hit. Not quite happy with himself after that dismissal. He walks back after being bowled by Bashir for 15. The Sudurpachim Royals lose their first wicket at 25 for 1. The great scenes here, the fans are having a lot of fun and fanfare, and it's a big reminder as well to all our viewers. The My Dear AC will reward one of the most energetic fan, a brand new AC as the coolest fan of the day. He's been one of the coolest players, Ishan Pandey, player of the match a couple of nights ago, runs wickets, a wonderful fielder, and he'll want to give a good account of himself after being promoted in that batting order at number 3. And this is the high point of the Sudurpachim Royals. They've just been so flexible as a batting side and as a unit that they want to have players for every reason in every season, Fazal.
Well, yes, I'm not quite sure I'm a big fan of this chopping and changing in the batting order, because by now you need a settled batting order getting into those playoffs. Perhaps they have the liberty to take that chance to the Sudurpachim Royals. They've played 6, they've won 6, so really nothing to lose but the winning momentum. Any skipper or team management will want to take that winning momentum forward, Mikhail. You don't want to let that go, because losing can easily come and become a habit. End of a successful over, 2 runs and the wicket off it, 4 done, 25 for 1. There it is, Sudurpachim Royals already at the top of the tree. They are number 1 and Lumbini Lions are number 4. So they will play the eliminator, whilst the Sudurpachim Royal will play the second place team on the 9th of December. So that's what the Biratnagar Kings will be wanting to play, because if they Well, if you take a look at the second place, that's where Biratnagar, and if they lose there, they'll get another opportunity in qualifier 1 to play the winner of the eliminator. So they'll get 2 bites of the cherry. So it's very, very imperative that the team Biratnagar Kings looks to get into that second spot.
Oh, this is a good shout. Maybe an inside edge or maybe drifting down leg. He'll have to be careful. Just stuck in his crease over there was Josh Brown. They've just lost the wicket of Binod Bhandari.
Well, once again, it was short, but it came on to him a lot quicker than he expected it to. So he was looking to play a lot square. He should have gone down the ground, perhaps. There it is. Go down to mid-on, go wide of mid-on, he'll get the single.
These days, left-arm spinners are so smart with their variations and craft. Saw the revs on the ball, but it just went straight with the arm. And as you rightly pointed out, Fazil, that bit quicker for Binod's comfort. You can sense Brown is tentative, but he usually takes a lot of time early on in his innings.
Well, you can take all the time you want, provided you get on with it and don't get out. You play 15 or 20 balls and then get out, then your team is in a spot of bother. So Josh Brown, having taken 13 deliveries, needs to carry on from here. 1.3 and 1.4 meters between the 3 fielders there. So there's the gap. If he pitches short, that's where he needs to go. That's over the top. We'll get a boundary. Just break the shackles kind of shot by Josh Brown. 524 fours for the tournament.
A bit fuller on this occasion was Suryatamang. Yeah, this man's eyes lit up. The bat may have turned in his hand, but he's a strong lad, Josh Brown. Just over mid-on. Even the tallest will not be able to stop that or get a hand to it. So they continue to find the boundaries. It's a good sign.
1 मिटर पछाडी हो अलिकति राम्रो बल थियो
4 runs of over number 5. The Royals, after being put into bat, have lost Binod Bhandari at the score of 29.
Last over of the power play overs. First 3 overs, they went like a bullet train, 23 of 3. And since then, only 6. A wicket, change in pace, rather the introduction of spin. Time to introduce Andrew as well. Welcome.
Thank you, Akash. Very kind. Welcome to you as always. Swagatam, Nepal. Feels like you're very much at home here already, despite only being in for a few days. As you said, your nearest neighbour and the one closest to your heart.
Absolutely. Home away from home.
Fascinating occasion this, isn't it? Because 2 of the best supported teams in the league, 2 are having excellent seasons, but in one way only one with something to play for, because the Sudurpachim Royals are going to be in first or second. Whatever the case, as Pandey is struggling here to get Bashir Ahmed away, and it's going to need a big win for the Kings to nudge up into first or second. And you can almost see it's kind of like a party celebration as opposed to a feverish head-to-head clash as to who's going to win and who's going to win this grudge match.
Finally opens his account, Ishan. They're undefeated, yes, that's the Royals. But if any team can actually chase down the total in the number of overs that they need to chase down, it is the Kings. They've got the batting, the top three. They can take down any opposition, any attack. And therefore, this script is very, very interesting.
Yeah, I'd agree with you. Faf mania. I was at the King's Hotel this morning, and it was chaos, to be honest. There was hundreds of people on the street just trying to even get a glimpse of Faf. It really is an icon of the modern white ball game. That's nicely picked up down the ground. The bottom hand comes through, and the power play will end with a bang from the Australian. Sudurpachim, 36 for 1.
He spent his whole career with RCB.
को समाप्तिमा सुदूरपश्चिम रोयल्स 36 रन 1 विकेट गुमायो.
End of the power play signalled. Come into 5 fielders being allowed outside the 30-yard circle, as Ishan Pandey is just trying to find something. The second time he's been promoted up the order, 1 off 5 in the previous game. He looked to better that today. Yeah, really, you think of the journey for cricket in Nepal, Akash, in terms of not just the development of the stadium, but the second year of the league, the progress that it's making. I'm not sure even the most optimistic or enthusiastic Nepali cricket fan could have imagined Faf du Plessis, Martin Guptill, Chris Lynn all facing off. No Lynn not in the 11 today, but here at the TU, capacity crowds, it feels like every single game, every single day. Future looking very bright for this nation.
Absolutely. The locals are already superstars. The likes of Ferry, Rohit Patel, Sandeep Lamichhane, Karan Casey. And now, it's watching global superstars up close and personal. It does make a difference.
Tries to go again, but it's off the toe of the bat, and it's put down. How many catches have we seen dropped this season? And it's Marchant de Lange who does so well to get to it at first. Looks like he'd done enough, but then it went to the grass. This should have been held.
True. Got the bottom of the bat, therefore just went up and didn't get the distance. A regulation catch in the deep. It thought he was in control of that ball.
Now he's going to get worked over to his left. A few ironic cheers from the crowd as he does enough to keep it to a couple. Catching last evening, I know that was under the floodlights, was really poor, wasn't it? And now even it's leaking into some of the international stars too.
The fielding has been outstanding. It's just the catching that needs a bit of improvement. But interestingly enough, I still feel that there is a wicket round the corner. Whether it's Josh Brown or Ishan, it's only run a ball till now.
You're going to have to explain this to me as we see a diving stop from du Plessis to save 3. Akashvani?
Yeah, that's correct. Akashvani, yes.
Okay, I honestly have no idea, genuinely.
Okay, so Akashvani, actually in India, it used to be the radio station, the biggest radio station back in the day. And then when I started my own content journey, I named it Akashvani.
I've seen it all over social since you've come, but prior to that, I'm still learning. We'll talk more about that in the next over. 7 ball, 40 for 1.
सुदूरपश्चिम रोयल्स 40 रन 1 विकेट गुमायो.
Big roar whilst we were just off an ad break because Sandeep Lamichhane is going to come into the attack.
Biratnagar Kings ka kaptan, Sandeep Lamichhane.
Listen to that. Outstanding season he is having. 12 this season, just 6 last year. And the lowest economy of any bowler in the entire tournament. Has it on a string right now. Doesn't he start well? Now, we teased you 2 days ago because all I told you really about your arrival here to Nepal was about one man, Dipendra Singh Airi, wasn't it? And I said, wait till he comes out to bat and listen to the roar. The problem was, he got into the crease in bizarre circumstances. Chris Lynn decided to retire hurt. Nobody really knew he was coming, so we delayed that roar. You've just heard the roar for Lamichhane. If Airi gets to the crease in normal ways today, it'll be something else. You'll love it.
Waiting for it. Sandeep Lamichhane, I think he's taken 12. 13th is loading.
Yeah, so we had H.D. Ackerman with the crystal ball. He was like a, I don't know, Mystic Meg back in the UK, the soothsayer or the predictor. So Akash Vani, you think a wicket's coming?
Yes, I think it is. And it could possibly be Ishan. The ball might just go away from him. Googly is Sandeep's important weapon of sorts. He'll take the ball away, hopefully.
Best way to take a wicket here in this league is to get Jess Crow on a flash interview. So, where is she? Pulled nicely. Just one bounce out to Pratish GC.
A bit more bounce on this occasion. Got the top half of the bat where the stickers are. The vice-like grip. His economy is 5.1 runs per over. That's almost like bowling maidens in T20 cricket.
You'd be happy with 5.1 in the modern ODI game. To be going at that in T20 cricket sums up how untouchable he has been. Alongside Harmeet Singh, for me, the 2 best bowlers in the tournament.
Harmeet will be in action in the second innings.
Great use of the feet. Now, does he get enough of it? Not quite. And there's the wicket that was loading. Lamichhane goes top of the charts. The golden cap is back solely on his head. And it's again a very good catch. He's having an excellent season in the deep. And the Australian Sam Heazlett showing everyone how to do it.
He did use the feet, but again, the bottom half of the bat, inside half, and a phenomenal catch in the deep. Well done, Sandeep Lamichhane. He's been economical. He's been amongst the wickets. This is the 13th wicket for Sandeep. Josh Brown dismissed for 24.
Sudurpachim balls, 8 ओवर को समाप्ति में 42 रन, 2 विकेट गुमाए.
Now Lamichhane's at it again, and it will bring the Iceman himself, Arif Sheikh the elder of the 2 brothers. One of them knocked out. Asif Sheikh, part of that reigning champions Janakpur Bolts. Really was a strange decision yesterday to bat first, and I think it ended up proving very costly alongside their catching. It means we know our final 4. The Kings and the Royals have probably been the 2 form sides alongside the Gorkhas. The Kings can really restrict the Royals here. They might force a way into the top 2 yet. They'll have to get the chase done in rapid time as batter will continue. Well, the premonition of Jess getting a wicket was too early. She's got someone very special with her down pitch side. Take it away, Jess.
That's right, Lenny. I'm joined by the head coach of the Kings, Damika Prasad. The team has seen great success so far this year, but what's been the driving factor to that success?
I mean, each and everyone playing well and doing their job role, right? And each and everyone, they are very enjoying themselves. And even though our team, even though with the senior players and the juniors, there is no difference because they are helping each other. That is why we are just doing well and we are just supporting each other. That is the main factors. We just, are doing well.
And as head coach, it's a pretty long comp, 4 or 5 weeks is the MPL. It allows you to build those relationships and sort of work with players quite closely. What does your role look like?
To be honest, I worked with the Nepali guys 2022, and I was here with the Nepal national team for the World Cup qualifiers as well as the Scotland and FIF tours. So it gives me kind of a relationship with these players. Most of the players I knew for a while, but it gives me kind of very easy to work with them. And so when you come into the 5 weeks to stay with them and work with them, because already I know their culture. And I know their, culture and the environment. That gives me kind of, comfortable zones to work with them.
And of course, you've got a lot of big names in your team. Obviously, Faf du Plessis joining you very, very recently. What's that like for the younger players to be able to learn from their experience and expertise?
To be honest, as I mentioned, right, these guys are like, they are helping each other. That is the most important thing. Because once you come into the team, so you have to be a team man, right? And for that, so these guys are amazing, right? Guys like Faf, guys like Guppy, guys like Merchant Delange, guys like Muncy, guys like Sam. They all supporting each other. We missed Subham Ranjani, unfortunately. He's playing right now T20s. But to be honest, these guys, they are just helping each other, and they're just, passing their knowledge and the experience. Now, I mean, our boys, they are very comfortable to work with these guys.
Excellent. Well, thank you very much, and best of luck to you and the team.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Back to comms.
Thank you, Jess. There's an overthrow on the final ball to make it 5 singles in the over. That was Damika Prasad. It's 47 for 2.
Sudurpachim Royals, 47 run.
ये फिर तो नहीं मर गया 9 ओवर पूरे तो मैं 47 रन रहा था नहीं है मेरा 4 डॉट 0 डॉट 2 डॉट 4 डॉट 4 डॉट कभी ना हिंदी रन दिए हमने
Just the 5 bowlers used thus far. As with no George Munsey in the team, who was acting the monkey in the background of that Damika Prasad interview. Always up to divilment is the Scotsman. Means that Munsey can't bowl as he did for the first time in his cricketing career in the last game, where Lamachani really rang the changes. Looks a much more settled bowling attack today, as that one's guided away for a couple. 7 international wickets for Sri Lanka. Damika Prasad, I think he's actually probably the assistant or bowling coach, because Pupudi Dasanayaka, remarkably, is the head coach in absentia. He's doing it remotely, which I don't think I've ever heard of before, Akash.
Work from home? I thought that was a thing of the past.
Up down the corner, that'll be 4. Just the wrong line from Lamachani. The 50 comes up with a Pandey boundary. He's looking for the googly here to probably bowl him round his legs, looking for the bit of glory, but it's helped away nicely.
He's on his pads, full on his pads, helped it on its way. Just needed the bottom edge. Short fine leg inside the circle. This Ishan, it's a welcome boundary for him. 12 of 16.
Yeah, look, I think Pandey's more natural game is ODI cricket, 50 over cricket, list A cricket. He's diminutive in stature, doesn't necessarily the power to hit big sixes, but he is a good player of spin, and that's why the Royals are using him up the order.
But he needs to get a move on. 17 ball 12. So the problem with somebody eating up so many deliveries is that the pressure keeps building on the partner. That's what we saw with Josh Brown. He almost felt obliged to hit a boundary or a 6 every time he was on strike. And now Arif might actually feel the same kind of pressure. He batted well in the previous game. A little cameo in the end.
They made 24 not out, as did Dipender Singh Airi, and they do have the hitters to come. Airi and Harmeet Singh and Puneet Mehra. It's a difficult one though, isn't it? You don't know whether to stick or twist against Lamachani. Probably happy if he finishes with 1 for 20 from here.
He'll take one more. at least.
There's always a hunger for wickets when Lamichhane is about, and that's why he's top of the leaderboard, 13. Really well bowled. Nice finish to the over with 2 dots. Gets us to the halfway stage where the Royals are in a bit of bother. They've won every game so far this season. Are they staring down their first defeat? It's time now for the expert education strategic timeout. The Royals are 54 for 2.
Now the Royals fans are in the house and they're up and dancing already. Doesn't matter that they're actually behind the 8 ball at the moment. 54 for 2 after 10. Alongside me, former West Indian international Carlos Brathwaite. Carlos, the surface is a little bit on the slow side here this afternoon.
Yeah, that's a little tricky. Obviously, I got it wrong at the pitch report as usual. Thought it would have been a high-scoring game, a cracker of a game. But halfway, and we only at 54 for 2. A little bit to do about the pitch. I think it might be a little bit conservative from the Royals as well, trying to get some balls in before the playoffs. But it hasn't been the most straightforward of surfaces to bat on.
In match 4, they defended 147. In match 10, they defended 139. Run hard, yeah, push hard. Wise decision. They made a number of changes in the previous game, which they won. Today, they've made a number of changes again, the Royals. When you 6 from 6 and the qualifiers are just around the corner, we always hear this word momentum. How dangerous is it to make these changes when you're so close to the qualifiers?
I don't even know if there's a right or wrong way, to be honest, because then some people would say, well, if your top order is doing the business and only 4 or 5 guys get a real good hit, there's the opportunity in the playoffs for you to be 4 or 5 down, and then those guys will come in undercooked. So the management needs to balance giving everyone a hit and everyone a chance and everyone a game with the best interest of the team, keeping and maintaining that momentum going into the business end of the tournament.
Heaved away to the leg side. Yeah, just look at someone like Chris Lynn, who's struggled throughout the tournament, really struggled to get to grips with the pace of the pitch. And then in the previous game, he gets some runs. Today, they leave him out. Now, got to refer to last year, Carlos, that they lost 1 game in the group stages, played in the qualifier 1, went to the final. did a very similar thing, made changes, and then lost in the final.
Yeah, I think Chris Lynn's one may be injury, but to the overall point, I do understand. I've seen it work both ways as well. You'll be really stingy. You keep your as best to play 11 as possible, play 12, 13 guys over the tournament. Surgical precision, chase on by Sandy. The skipper pulls it back just inside. And I've also seen teams go, but you know what, when you do make changes, they can be strategic. So one in, one out type of thing where you aren't making wholesale changes, but you're giving different players chances in situations that they would probably encounter moving forward. I don't know the exact science, and I failed science, so I'm not sure if it can help there.
And again, this time he gets more bat on it. This will run away for 4. That's a lovely stroke to end the 11th. 64 for 2.
पानी पोखेर लिप्छ यार
At the current run rate, 116, that would be well below par, but let's bear in mind, Puneet Mehra, Harmeet Singh, Dipendra Singh Airy still to come, so the big stroke players, the big hitters are still to come within this Royals side. There he is. We wait with bated breath. So does the 10,000 in attendance. The only reason why I asked you about the changes is, thank goodness there's no in-game changes, because I know you despise in-game changes when it comes to football. And your beloved Man United.
I hate Amorim's in-game changes.
And that'll be a wide.
Love this shot. Played a similar shot first, ball before, sorry. And on this time, just hit it a little bit later and a little bit better. A little bit more pace to work with as well.
I love the late cut. I really just think it looks like such a, what's the word? It always looks like there's so much precision behind it. You know, sometimes you heave one over mid-wicket and think, oh, that's a bit lucky. But there, you can't be lucky with it.
There's a show in the Caribbean called Matlock. It used to come on at a minute past midnight. So whenever a good late cut was played, you say that's a Matlock. So late it's into tomorrow.
Another wide. These will help. The men in yellow, that is. I remember Matlock. That's going back some time. They've actually remade it now. I think Kathy Bates, the Oscar-winning actress, she won an Oscar for the movie Misery. She's now playing Matlock. Just struggling to middle it. Hate to call it from up here. We said that the pitch looks a little slow, but really struggling against the slow bowlers.
Just wonder if it's maybe an option to play a switch hit. Been generally wide to the point where it's been wide outside the off stump and called wide to the left-hander. If he could just get down, it just helps it. Rather than trying to play against the line and tug it straight on a fairly slow pitch. Just help it on.
Good running, excellent running. I love that stroke, I really do. How they identify that those men on the leg side are deep on the boundary, and if they just get it off with just that a little less power that they can scamper through for 2.
Such good cricket. There's a little area there you need to get just in or just outside the 30-yard circle. Such good cricket on show. Wicket to wicket, popped into the leg side, and even good fielding.
Gonna go again? Yeah, no, not this time. Into the 12th, 71 for 2. Slow going for the Royals at 71 for 2 after 12. Let's bear in mind that the Kings, if they want to end in those top 2 positions, they need to win this, and they need to win it comfortably. We'll be able to give you those numbers a little bit later on, but it'll be in the region of around about 11, 12 overs. They'd have to chase it down.
One thing I love to see in these middle overs, I think the spin in Nepal has been sensational from live viewing. But I don't think they get enough support in the field. You always have a point and a short third, and the mid-wicket area is always open. If you can back your spinner to go wicket to wicket, can you just bring that point over to short mid-wicket and force the batters to do something different?
This will take some catching. No. Du Plessis abandoned, slipped or tripped. He's taken some beauties in his time.
He went for a little pull-out slide and got caught in the mat. I've always thought those mats are quite dangerous. Sponsors need the exposure.
Johnson, the deep gone. Out the ground. For a moment, the man at deep mid-wicket thought he was in the game. It was flat, it was hard, and it's a big one.
Power. Power and precision. Saw the man on the boundary, took him on. And you may wonder why that guy at deep mid-wicket was creeping in, trying to save the 2. Trying to save that little drop into the leg side, past the 30-yard circle and sprint for 2. Trying to restrict him for 1, but he's conceded 6. There it is. That's why he was creeping in, trying to save 2. Did on that occasion, but worked against him 2 balls ago.
There's our transport in the morning. Pamoda and Jakku's new Jakku J5, the real SUV. Long side of the boundary. Doesn't matter. Now the foot is firmly down on the gas.
This place is absolutely bouncing. A half step to measure it. At a full swing of the bat for maximum.
It's the longer side of the ground, out towards the left-hander's leg side. Du Plessis, that extra cover. That's the over they were looking for, the Royals. 13 gone, 86 for 2. 15 from that over. Now the car is one thing. What about the platform that the Omoda and the JQ is on? If you hit that platform, 25,000 rupees will be donated to education. A lovely little initiative by Omoda and JQ. A lovely skill to batting, isn't there? And we've seen the man at deep mid-wicket in that previous over just creeping off the fence. That probably happens because of the running between the wickets in the previous over where they just nudge it through to mid-wicket. The same can be done to those men inside the 30-yard circle. You can drop and run, and then all of a sudden they come in tighter, and then you just nudge it over their head or past their left hand or right hand.
And that's where the skill of batsmanship comes in. How do you manipulate the field? Not always with shots, but sometimes the way you plan and execute. Especially someone like Lamichhane, you think he's their X factor, their go-to wicket taker. So you minimize the risk against him, but you can still score. You can still get 10 over off and plop a couple balls into the leg side and run twos, rotate the strike. Then it brings him into a situation where he has to chase it. And if he gives you one that's a step hit, you go deep, you go downtown. That's how you construct an innings.
Very good hand. Excellent hand. We've seen that a little bit now in the last few years, haven't we, from the champion T20 leg spinner Rashid Khan. In the beginning, he was such a big wicket taker. He still takes wickets, don't get me wrong, but teams are sort of saying, well, hang on, we can't afford for him to get 4 wickets in his 4 overs. He may get 1 and we'll take him for 24, 25. Out of here. They're picking the matchups as well. The left-hander taking on the short side against the wrist spinner.
This is an exhibition. This is good cricket. A little bit of air. And you put a lot more on it. And you just spoke about manipulating the field and batsmanship. They've gone 1-1-1 first 3 balls. He's flighted, he's gone a little bit more searching for a wicket, and bang, 6.
It was just a couple of, I'm going to say a couple of balls ago where the projected score at the current rate was 116. Now the projected score at the current rate is 137. They've definitely got a game plan here, the Royals. The way they construct their innings, you'll hear that a lot. Fought back well, Lamichhane. 14 gone, 95 for 2. Our Agakanchi cement in the Golden Cap leaderboard, showcasing the tournament's leading wicket takers. Sandeep Lamichhane sits proud on top. Mentioned this yesterday, Carlos, isn't it amazing? All the bowlers on that list are in the qualifiers. When we go to the batters list, there's only one that is in the qualifiers, which shows you, I think you made the point that batters win matches. Tournaments are won by bowlers.
100%, and there's a new ball into the attack. He's it looks like. And going back to bowlers, we're just talking off here. Rashid Khan, you mentioned him last over. Now that teams are prepared to see him out, he's gambling a little bit more, and he's probably gone for more than 40, 45 in the last 2 years and even years before that, because he's trying to get wickets.
Great place to hit the ball. Wonderful place to hit the ball.
pitch is well and truly on. You always hear hit the sight screen. Aim straight. He's done that. And yeah, I'm just thinking someone, I see Lamichane is similar to Rashid Khan. If you think of someone who's a little bit more risk averse, like a Sun on the right, he's happy to go 4 overs, none for 18. Then you have the Lamichanes and you have the Rashid Khans who will try something. So as a batting unit, you need to identify that X factor. Is he a more risk averse X factor, or is he someone that's going to gamble? If he's someone that's going to gamble, you don't give him anything in his first 2 overs, and you basically collect your depths in overs number 3 and overs number 4. That's what they did to Lamichane in his last over, his third of the game so far. They went single, 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 knowing he'll play on his ego and his walk to get wickets. And as soon as he flighted one, they went bang, 6.
Thought they were going nowhere. I think many of us in the commentary box were saying what's going on here, but they've got it sussed. The success doesn't just happen. It's well thought out. The Royals. Single to end the over. I suppose the Kings will look at that as a successful one. 7 from it. 15 gone. 102 for 2.
Welcome back. The Sudurpachim Royals, 102 for 2, 5 overs to go. And they still have plenty of batting. The Biratnagar Kings will be really happy the way they've restricted them in 15 overs. 60 or 44 is the partnership. It's not the easiest pitch to play on, but it's this Super Saturday. We are in match 26, and I'm Fazal Khalil. With me in the commentary box is Akash Chopra.
Thank you so much. A nice partnership has developed. 60 or 44 balls. You know, Fazal, I've been waiting for Dipinder Singh Airy's arrival. Missed out in the previous game because there was a bit of a confusion with Lynn going out and him just walking in. Is it about time for him to be here in the middle? Marshan Delang has been given his second over. Was a little expensive in the first one.
Well, this is the opportunity for the Sudurpachim Royals. He'll need to change it up. Pace on the ball will mean runs for Sudurpachim Royals.
Oh, I am thinking a wicket. I'm here only for the league phase, right? And this is the last league game, Sudurpachim Royals.
That's helped on its way. That's huge. That's gone all the way. It's gone very wide. It's gone very handsome. And it's a much-needed 6 for the Sudurpachim Royals. Like we did mention, pace on the ball means runs for the batsman.
A loose delivery, actually. Almost like a hit-me ball. With third, fine leg fielder inside the circle. All the batter had to do was to help the ball on its way. Arif Sheikh was brilliant in the previous encounter. He started from where he had left the other night.
Well, he looks a real complete player, this Arif Sheikh. Once again, shot, pulled away. This time, lack of timing for Arif Sheikh. But he's spent a fair amount of time in India, in Bangalore. He's honed his skills. And now he's playing in for Nepal at the highest possible level.
Looks in good form as well. Faf du Plessis, Martin Guptill. The Kings have got their big guns out today. Marshan Delang still searching for his first wicket. Ishan, who started slowly, think first 10 odd balls he was 4 or 5. He's picked up since then, 37 of 33. A couple of sixes, including the one that was very nicely timed against Sandeep Lamichhane. Third man inside the circle. Mid-on, mid-off inside the circle. What's the plan? Is it a bouncer? What's the plan, Marshan?
Nicely bowled. If you're full and straight, it's still difficult for the batsman to get you away, but a beautiful afternoon. We're getting into Akash with really some really good cricket, and you've been here for a couple of days. And just take a look at this crowd around. You are a real treat for these Nepali people.
No, it's absolutely my pleasure. I went to Pashupatinathji yesterday. It was outstanding. Been here a few days, and the love is just overwhelming. Mid-on, mid-off inside the circle again.
Will be a couple of runs. Yeah. Well, it's all happening here in Kathmandu. That man there, Sandeep Lamichhane. Just a pat on the back. Yeah. So take a look at that once again. It was dug in shot. There is space for Marshall Delanga.
A slight change in the field again. This was just hanging in the air for a long time. Delang felt that was a possible chance not to be. He's keeping the batter guessing. Mid-off inside the circle. That means you're looking for a bouncer. Now fine leg goes back. Mid-off is inside the circle again. One bouncer for the over is done. Finish within the stumps now. No room whatsoever.
He'll be happy to concede the single. 11 runs off the over. So the Sudurpachim Royals are 113 for 2 after 16.
Beautiful visuals. Once again, drone camera weaving its magic. It's a magical ground. It's a phenomenal crowd. A packed house today. Sandeep Lamichhane, the captain, he's brought himself into the bowling attack. And they say in the 20-over game, it's the 17th over, the moving over. It either produces 20 or a wicket.
Let's just wait and watch. He's got this penchant to pick up wickets when they need it the most. But yes, we just took a little look at the crowd. You'll see the beautiful Chobar Hills, the Chandragiri Hills to the western part of the ground, the snow-capped peaks of the Himalayas to the east of the ground. The director is just itching to show us that. Come on, bud.
Most wickets in T20Is, T20 internationals, 129.
Tossed up, down the ground, in the air. There is a man, straight to him, straight down the throat of Marshall Delanga. Sandeep Lamichhane in the 17th over has stung like a bee.
The moving over, and he's been the mover and the shaker. That's Sandeep Lamichhane. Bowled a googly, bowled it slow. Invited Ishan Pandey to go down the ground. Didn't get the elevation, nor the distance. Safe hands finally had dropped one earlier, Marshall Delang. Not this time. 114 for 3. Other Royals, 38 for Ishan.
Welcome back to this magnificent venue, the TU International Cricket Ground, as Harmeet Singh eases his way into the centre. 12 matches, 176, a very good 53 early in the piece against the Gurkhas. He's one of their main all-rounders. He's bowled well, he's batted well, he's fielded really well. He's having a good tournament, is Harmeet Singh. He'll be up against the superstar in this neck of the woods, Sandeep Lamichhane. Huge name in Nepal. They come out in droves, in huge numbers to watch him. Oh, that's in the air. There it is. That's Faf du Plessis. Can't get it easier than that. Lamichhane has picked up 2 in 2.
On a hat-trick. Biratnagar Kings captain Sandeep Lamichhane. First it was Ishan Pandey and now Harmeet. Once again a googly played down the wrong line. The leading edge. As easy as they come. For Faf du Plessis. The good fielder that he is. It was a dolly. Harmeet Singh has been dismissed without troubling the scorers. Sandeep Lamichhane is on a hat-trick. 1-1-4 for 4.
We'll just wait and hear the applause when Dipendra Singh Airi comes out there in the middle. A big moment for Sandeep Lamichhane, a big moment for the Sudurpachim Royals. He's on a hat-trick. We've seen one earlier in the tournament. Can it be one more for Sandeep Lamichhane? A best of 57, a strike rate of 154. That's what he'd need to strike at. He's fielded well, he's bowled well, but his batting has been slightly off colour. This is the moment when Dipendra Singh Airi needs to come to the party. What an eventful 17th over. You called it absolutely right.
Zona hat-trick, captain to captain. Negotiated well, Dipendra Singh Airi. This is why he actually held back one of his overs, Sandeep. He was bowling from the other end earlier.
He'll pick up the single. Well, he's really made it count, Lamichhane, in the 17th over. 3 for 20. These are the 2 wickets he did pick up.
Both googlies taking it away from the left-hander. First was a catch in the deep. This one in the covers region. 2 in 2. 2 left-handers dismissed.
One superstar of Nepal to the other. Dipendra Singh Airi. Nicely bowled. Well negotiated. Excellent 17th over this for the Biratnagar Kings. 2 wickets, 3 runs off it. Sudurpachim Royal in trouble at 116 for 4. The fall of wickets for the Sudurpachim Royals. They are the undefeated, undisputed side so far in the league. 4 for 114. They lost their 3rd wicket and their 4th wickets at 114. Well, if they go 10s and over from here, they'll get 146. I'm sure that's what they will be looking for, especially this man along with the skipper at the other end. 8 and over, 140 will be par on this pitch. 10 and over will be slightly above par. It's easy pickings this. Doesn't want to drop the ball so short.
There's no bounce from this end. You've seen Basir earlier, 3.1 overs now. He's conceded only 11. Lots of dots. As many as 13 already, so more than 2 overs have not been scored off.
It's in the air on the bounce to the man, and he's so quick between wickets. Just goads his partner into coming back for two. Rare misfield by Faf du Plessis.
And they took on his arm as well. He's a phenomenal fielder, Faf du Plessis.
This time in the air, and that's gone all the way. Off the back foot. It's the man, Dipendra Singh Airi, in the house.
We'll be talking about the lack of bounce. It was a half tracker, yes, but a tough shot to execute. A hit over long off for a 6 off the back foot. It doesn't matter. Wherever Faf was, it went over him.
And again, this time on the offside, lot of support for the Sudurpachim Royals as Dipendra Singh Airi comes back and he moves like greased lightning between the wickets. Just a little wobble in the deep, and that was enough for this man to come herring back.
Once again, the arm was challenged. It's been referred to the third umpire, but it seems that the captain is safe, Dipendra. High fire, he's so quick between the stumps. Easily. Needed a better throw, a stronger arm.
Well, perfect exhibition of technique on how to hold the handle of the bat, stretch into the crease, and with the speed that he has, was well and truly home. Very simple decision for the third umpire. Not out is the call, and the right one as well. Extremely huge fan base to the Sudurpachim Royals have here, Akash. Sudurpachim, a lot of the Sudurpachim fans, I've been told, stay in this place, Kirtipur, where the stadium is located. So they get huge crowds. There was a huge line of people coming in at 5 a.m. this morning for a 11 o'clock start. And that's huge in these areas. In Nepal, really doing well, the Cricket Association of Nepal.
And in a sense, they have nothing really to gain. They are going to finish in the top 2, that's confirmed.
This time the switch hit, that's gone all the way as well. Huge over this, 17 runs off it. The 18th over proving really good for the Sudurpachim Royals. After 18, 133 for 4. Runs of that last over. Can they have another couple of big ones to take them to that score of 145, maybe 150, which is a really good score on this pitch? And to prevent them from doing that, we have Marsh and Delanga. Well, we've been enjoying ourselves out here in Nepal, and that's me, Fazal Khalil, and with me is the superstar from Delhi, Akash Chopra. We are both enjoying ourselves in this HP lubricant commentary box, and we are enjoying the Siddhartha Bank Nepal Premier League 2025. We are in season 2. Welcome to Nepal, Akash. And no better way to come on air and take a look at that. That's high, wide, and very, very handsome.
He's trying to bowl a Yorker, bowled in the slot. Siddhartha Bank, maximum of the bat, middle of the bat. Got the distance and the elevation. Wonderfully done. Ever since Dipendra actually came on strike or on the field, Arif had taken a back seat. Most of the strike was taken by Dipendra.
Full toss. just taken him by surprise, really, perhaps slipping from Marsh and Delanga. But how quick are these two between wickets? You can be quick, but your partner has to respond as well.
Slower ball of sorts, it seemed, dipped on him for the previous over. That accounted for 17 runs. 7 of these 2 balls of the 19th. It's going a little too far from the Kings' reach in terms of the qualification as number 2.
It was in the slot. Just missing out there was Dipendra Airi. Yeah, they're now at par, in my opinion. 145 to 155 will be a really good score.
But it's not just about winning, right? For Kings, it has to be a huge, a massive win to ensure that they finish in the top 2. They're falling behind on the net run rate. The final equation will come to us at the end of the innings.
Well, absolutely. You want to get into those top 2 where you get 2 bites of the cherry. You play the qualifier 1, and then if you lose that, you can play the winner of the eliminator to get a chance to get into the final as well. So a lot to play for the Biratnagar Kings, for sure.
What we don't see here is Gorkha's net run rate, which is healthy. Their games are done. Kings have an opportunity with Guptill and Faf as 2 of the top 3.
Another full toss. It's turning out to be a good over for Marsh and Delanga and the Biratnagar Kings.
It's been expensive. Conceding 32 runs. Faf, this is A.B. de Villiers' fan. Faf, A.B., good friends. Faf is here. Maybe next season, A.B.
Certainly the way the league is growing, nicely bowled, good end to the over. Just a single to end that over, 10 runs off it. The Sudurpachim Royals are 143 for 4. Ground is situated in such a beautiful part of the world. We're at the foothills of the Himalayas, the majesticity of the way things are around here. It's just like a canvas which is painted for someone to just come and enjoy themselves. The mountains, the hills, the valley, and Pratish GC will bowl the 20th over. We've seen him do it before, and he's done a decent job. Can he repeat that in this last over of the innings for the Biratnagar Kings?
It's very rare you see somebody bowling the first over as the 20th over of the innings. That's Pratish. And these are the visuals that Fazal was talking about. Wonderful hills. Do we get the snow later this month?
Well, it's just not very, it's not a very clear day. Oh, that's gone miles in the air. That's miles and miles. And well held this. Really well held by Martin Guptill. Pratish GC, arms in the air. He's done it for his skipper. He's done it for his team. And a big wicket in the last over of the innings.
20th over specialist. First ball of the innings. And it dismisses Dipendra Singh Airi, the opposition's captain, who actually got off to a flyer. 19 of 11 balls. It's 143 for 5. The Royals.
to the skipper. He departs for well-made 19. Got Heaslet bowled Pratish. For a moment there, I thought it was Martin Guptill, but it was Heaslet who took that real dolly of a catch very comfortably in the end. Have fielders in the right places in these last few overs. Deepak Bohara, 107 is strike rate. Needs to get a couple of big ones. Perhaps just take the single, bring Arif on strike. He's batting on 44. Pick up the single, get off the mark. Singles are not going to bother them at all.
Was there in the slot, it's just that didn't come on to the bat nicely, and therefore just went up, didn't really get the distance. Basir had to bail out in the end, but look at him. First ball, first wicket. This is how it's done. What was the fuss all about? A very good change that has been brought upon in the laws, where the new batter needs to have the strike.
Be called wide? Will it be called wide? Will it be called wide? No, says the umpire. There it is. He's bowled within that 1 foot of middle stump on the leg side. Just take a look at it. There, he just moves in, and that is well within that. Very good umpiring this. There is that line. It's the experimental move by the ICC to see whether it works. See it for about a year and then bring it into bigger cricket. Very nicely bowled. Really good over this full far. A wicket, a single, a dot, and then a wicket, and then a run again. Really good bowling, Akash.
He's given only 2 of the first 4 balls and picked up the wicket of the captain, Dipendra Singh Gary. This was a good Yorker. Oh, wow. Stay safe, mate. This went all the way to stop that single. Couldn't. Was in the line of the non-striker batter.
No real timing. They will come back for 2 and get it rather comfortably. It won't hurt the Biratnagar Kings to concede the 2. They don't want to concede the boundary.
Great comeback. Looked like 155, maybe 160 after the last over. This over has been phenomenal. Was it a master stroke or a trick missed? Because this is the first over that Pratish has bowled.
Gone. Moved too far across. And hitting leg peg. Just wondering what the batsman was thinking there. His leg stump was really disturbed. That's the end of the innings. 147 for 6 is what the Sudurpachim Royals end at.
It hit the stumps, dislodged the bails. Batter was asking for a wide. Just a confirmation. This is how I started. This is how I'm going to end. I bowl only 1 over, but I picked up 2. That's Pratish. First ball accounted for the captain. The last ball dismissed Deepak. So they came back strongly. 147 for 6. At one stage it looked like 160, but well done, the Kings. And Kings have everything to play for. Let's be fair. It's not about the Royals. They are confirmed a spot in the top 2. In fact, at the top of the tree, nobody can dislodge them from there. 12 points. Nobody's reaching that far.
They were put into bat. The Sudurpachim Royals didn't start off very well. Vinod Bhandari did play like he normally does, but just the 15 of 13 scratched around a little. Josh Brown fell at it to deceive. Ishan Pandey 38 of 35, but Arif Sheikh lent stability to that batting lineup. 45 of 32. Harmeet Singh went for a golden duck. Dipendra Singh, I replayed that little cameo to see that they get to that score of 147 for 6 in their 20 overs.
Arif was the real star. If you were to look at the partnerships, once again Arif has featured in every single partnership after a couple of wickets were lost. Ishan, Harmeet, Deependra, Deepal, the partners kept changing. Arif was the constant. In the bowling department, they had as many as 8 options. Sandeep Lamichhane picked up 3. Captain bowled in a couple of spells. Was on a hat-trick at one stage. But look at Pratish GC. 1 over, 3 dots, 4 runs and 2 wickets to finish the 20th over.
Well, I am a firm believer of how to play in these different phases, Akash. They didn't have a very good power play, just 36. They lost the 1 wicket. They did pretty well between 7 and 15. They got 66, just lost the 1 wicket. But that last 5 overs should have gone for a few more. 45, the crucial thing there is that 17th over and the 20th over, they lost 4 wickets in those 2 overs. And that's perhaps the reason why they have just scored that 147. Perhaps 10 runs short. Put into bat, they came out all guns blazing. Vinod Bhandari started well, and then Josh Brown scratched around for a little while before he got his timing right. Vinod Bhandari has had a good tournament so far before he was castled by the young left-arm spinner. Josh carried on his merry way, and a couple of chances for him as well. He made most use of it. And a really good catch in the deep.
Nishan Pandey started slowly, but not Arif. He looked good right from the beginning. A couple of lusty blows from Nishan Pandey's bat as well. And Arif just kept going. This is how 2 wickets fell in 2 deliveries. First was Ishan, the second wicket was Harmeet. Sandeep was on a hat-trick. That was over number 17. Deependra Singh, he came, he smashed a couple, 2 sixes back-to-back. This was that over that actually produced a lot of runs for the Royals. And then the comeback. Pratish GC, last over, first over for him of this particular innings, claimed 1 of the first ball and 1 of the last, and conceded only 4 runs in the 20th over.
Well, it was an exciting first innings. Just let's head down to Jess Crow, who's ringside with someone very special. Take it away, Jess.
That's right, I'm here mid-innings, joined by Arif Sheikh. Arif, 45 off 32. How was it out in the middle today?
Yeah, it's a great feeling when team is doing good, and it's a 6 wins in a row, and everyone is getting in and contributing for the team. Yeah, it's a great feeling.
Excellent. And how did you find it building partnerships when the bowlers were trying to be destructive?
Yeah, just I focused on my role. Like there was a need of one partnership, and what I did for the team, and feeling great.
Excellent. And 148 on the board. How confident are you in defending that?
I think we have got great bowlers in our team, great spinners, and we are playing with a great seamers also. Everyone is doing good, and team combination is everything is fine. So we are very confident.
And you remain unbeaten. Do you think you'll withhold that status later today?
Absolutely.
Great work. All the confidence you need. Thank you very much. Great work.
Thank you.
Back to comms.
Thank you very much, Jess. That's what they need. The Biratnagar Kings, when they come out to bat, they need that 148 from 20 overs at a run rate of 7.40 runs to the over. We'll take a very short break, and on the other side, it'll be the run chase in this match 26. Do stay tuned.
कटफड़वा ने लकड़ी को खाई की ओर धकेल दिया। कटफड़वा ने लकड़ी से अपना डैम बना लिया और फिर अपना साइन कर दिया। एक मिनट। और इधर भालू उसे बड़ा बांध बना रहा है। कटफड़वा ने उसका लकड़ी उठाकर फेंक दिया। फिर उसके पास आकर, ऐसा मत करो मेरी जान। हमारे यहाँ ऐसा
1 लाख, 2 लाख, 3 लाख, 4 लाख, ये हो गए पूरे 4 लाख।
मरने की एक्टिंग करो।
ये पूरे 4 लाख रुपए। अरे वाह, तुमने तो बहुत जल्दी कोल्ड ड्रिंक पी ली। वैसे तो मना कर रहे थे कि मुझे प्यास नहीं लग रही है, और इतनी जल्दी पी गए।
हाँ, कोल्ड ड्रिंक तो मैंने बहुत जल्दी पी ली, लेकिन उसकी वजह से पता नहीं मेरे गले में अजीब सा हो रहा है।
क्या हो रहा है तुम्हें?
मेरी
सांस अटक रही है।
सांस अटक रही तुम्हारी?
साक्षी,
हाँ?
मेरा गला जकड़ सा रहा है।
तुम ठीक तो हो ना प्रेम?
साक्षी,
प्रेम? फाइनली मेरा पति तो मर गया। अब इस घर पे मेरा राज चलेगा। अभी अपने बॉयफ्रेंड को फोन करके बता दूंगी। 4 लाख किस बात के दूं मैं तुझे? 8 लाख। 8 लाख क्या? ले पकड़ ये 1 लाख रुपए। जब ये पूरी प्रॉपर्टी मैं बेच दूंगी ना, उसके बाद तेरे बाकी के पैसे दे दूंगी। लेकिन अब तो ये वीडियो डिलीट कर देना। डिलीट तो कर दूंगी मैं तब, लेकिन ये बता मेरे बाकी के पैसे कब दोगी? बोला तो इतिहास गवाह है कि आज तक नमक में कभी कीड़े नहीं पड़े और मिठाई में तो अक्सर कीड़े पड़ जाते हैं। अच्छे रास्ते पर कोई नहीं जाता और बुरे रास्ते पर सभी जाते हैं। इसलिए दारू बेचने वाले को कहीं नहीं जाना पड़ता और दूध बेचने वाले को घर घर गली गली कोने कोने में जाना पड़ता है और दूध वाले से बार बार पूछा जाता है कि दूध में पानी तो नहीं मिलाया है, और दारू में खुद अपने हाथों से पानी मिलाकर पीते हैं। वारे इंसान, बड़ी सुंदर बात कही है कि इंसान की समझ सिर्फ इतनी है कि उसे जानवर कहो तो वो नाराज हो जाता है और अगर उसे शेर कहो तो वो खुश हो जाता है, जबकि शेर भी एक जानवर का ही नाम है। इतिहास गवाह है कि
कितना अब हजुरलाई लग्जरी बसको टिकट बुक गर्नु छ भने आजै गएर घुमाइ गया डाउनलोड गर्नु, मजाले सिट सुरक्षित गरेर तपाईको WhatsApp नम्बरमा पनि बुकिङ गर्न मिल्छ भने घुमाइ गया प्ले स्टोर एप स्टोरमा अवेलेबल छ हैन, त्यहाँबाट बुकिङ गर्नुस् र स्लिपरदेखि लिएर सिट हैन नयाँ नयाँ गाडीको बुकिङ गर्न सक्नुहुन्छ भनेपछि घुमाइ गयामा सम्पूर्ण नयाँ गाडीको टिकट बुक अवेलेबल छ हैन। साइट में देऊंगा मैं कामागी डिटेल रोटी बाजरे की खाइए कत्ती कच्च टिंडी गेल ओ पीड़िया की तो चलो मैं ओ तेरे दिखाऊं और देखिए बिटोड़े पे को किया।
Well, it's the most beautiful day here in the Kathmandu Valley, and we're on the penultimate day of the group stages, and this is the big one. It's the one that will dictate where the final 4 playoff sides will finish. Sudurpachim but the information I've been given is it's going to be 13.4 overs that Biratnagar are going to have to chase this total down to force their way into the top 2. They're in the playoffs, whatever the case. But at one stage in that first innings, when the score was 42 for 2, the Royals were in a bit of trouble because they weren't going anywhere. But a flying finish driven by Arif Sheikh and a little cameo from Dipender Singh Airi has got them up to a highly competitive 147 for 6.
Sandeep Lamichhane, skipper, leading from the front 3 for 20. He also bowled himself at the right time, I felt. Pratish at the bottom there getting a quick twofer. Bashir Ahmad, he got 1 for opening the bowling. And they think they'll let it get away slightly, but they'll be happy with chasing 148.
Pretty unlucky to only bowl the 1 over Pratish GC, wasn't he? Most difficult task he'd been given, but it's Lamichhane who's got the golden cap atop his head. Excellent catch this one from Heaslet in the deep. Made things look so easy out there at long on. I'm not sure whether or not Pandey picked the googly. Delanga held that catch, and then again, well, for a player who's so devastating, that was a poor stroke first ball from Harmeet Singh. Not reading the googly, and Faf du Plessis never going to drop that.
Made that target 148 for the Kings to get there, but the win would be immaterial. The Kings to go all or nothing here, because for them to get to 10 points they'll need to win obviously, but they'll need to increase their net run rate by enough to go past the Gorkas to have 2 chances at the grand final. What are you thinking strategically here if you're in the Kings camp at the halfway stage? Are you going gung-ho and you might lose the game in doing so? Nothing to lose.
Yeah, I don't think the power play changes much. Probably look for 45 all told in power play. Can they stretch that to maybe 55 to get off a blinder? And then I think the next 5 overs are important. You get to over number 10 and 11 and you can really have an idea of where you're at. Those 5 overs need to be really proactive out of the power play. So that even if it's 13 or 14 overs, you know you need maybe 10, 12 and over. And you've almost sandwiched your death overs into overs number 12, 13 and 14. But it's mightily important for those overs between the power play and overs number 10 and 11 that you keep the momentum even though the field has gone back.
It's going to be great to see Faf du Plessis stride to the crease in a moment. But he's only joined us halfway through the season, so he's not yet on this Presidential Graduate School Platinum Cap leaderboard. Adam Rossington sits proudly atop. Both the Avengers and the Axe will have a chance tomorrow for one last game, so they'll be looking atop the table, and Binod Bandari snuck in there above that 200-run marker.
It'd be really good for Nepal cricket if you can get the leading run score. What's impressed me is the leading wicket takers, top 5 were all Nepali cricketers. So you do want a tournament where you sprinkle some international flavour, some experience, allowing youngsters and locals to rub shoulders with some guys who've done it at the highest level. We also want to see your local players coming to the fore, especially with the World Cup around the corner. You look at playing a local tournament with only locals and you salute good performances. When you sprinkle that international flavour, you're still at the top of the charts, whether bowling or batting. It speaks volumes of where the cricket is going.
Carlos, I've seen you chatting to Stuart Law quite a bit, and obviously you're with us for the Unity Cup there in Sharjah. How do you assess Nepal's chances going into that T20 World Cup?
I think one of the challenges would be the Mumbai location. I think slower tracks, bigger fields, just allows Nepal against the bigger nations to eke out that 1% that they nail so often. And from watching now, it's part of the culture. But having to play so you can't underestimate anyone. If I think back to 2016, a decade ago, Afghanistan beat us. Obviously, we went on to win it, but there's always that banana skin, and you don't want that banana skin to come before you qualify, and you don't want it to disrupt your momentum either. So the good thing about the Unity Cup is they would have to treat that Nepal fixture with real respect. It's not enough to just say, oh, we played our B team and we got beaten Sharjah. No, Nepal beat us resoundingly and they deserved the series victory. So if you're looking at a West Indies squad, full squad or not, and you're coming up against Nepal, I'd hope that there's a little bit of revenge in the minds of West Indies players. Those are some of the things that you need to get up as an international cricketer. You don't want to have teams that you should be beating having a a reasonably good recent record against you. So maybe that's another factor in West Indies coming up against Nepal, having lost the Unity Cup.
I know we're going to get the focus on the game, but I do want to ask you one question. Everyone always remembers your innings at Eden Gardens, but the semi-final at the Wankhede, given we're talking about the Wankhede against India, that was one of the great West Indian performances of all time. But I don't think you batted that day from recollection. I think it was Andre Russell and Lendl Simmons who killed the game. But that must have been one of the great performances you've ever been involved in.
Yeah, and I remember, I think they got 190, if I'm not mistaken, and we walked off, and the dressing room was a little pensive. You obviously knew what you had to do, but I remember Darius Sami saying he thinks the 20 runs short. The pitch was an absolute belter, and we just thought, you know what, if the 20 runs short, let's have a go. And Lendl Simmons literally just flew in and got 80 odd to win us the game.
Do you remember that six Andre Russell hit, the one that hit the very surrounding rooftop? That's the biggest I've ever seen, I reckon.
Well, I've seen a few big ones, but it's one of the ones that you definitely remember. Yeah, it was a sensational run chase, and I think that game in itself spoke to the belief that was in that group at the moment, believing that we could chase absolutely anything. And I just love for Nepal and the Nepalese fans and players to experience something like that in this World Cup to come.
It will be at the Wankhede. Here's a man with plenty of World Cup experience, Faf du Plessis, who's going to have a new opening partner in the shape of Sam Heaslett. No George Munsey. Big call, that one. I have heard that he's been struggling with a bit of an arm injury and hasn't got the productivity or the runs that we'd expect from such a dynamic player at the top. So the all-rounder, the Australian, he's got that one ODI cap to his name. Will open the batting alongside Faf du Plessis. Harmeet Singh will open the bowling, and he alongside Lamachani, for me, they've been the two bowlers of the tournament. Don't rule out Abhinesh Bahara though either. He's got 12 wickets to his name. We'll see him later on. Yeah, what a great game that was, that World Cup semi-final. I was there at the Wankhede that day, and it was just amazing. It was kind of an atmosphere like this, raucous and fervent and passionate in favour of India, and then when Simmons, with that 82 not out, the player of the match performance, and Russell got going, it was just quite remarkable. It was like the air going out of a balloon, complete silence. You weren't needed with the bat that day, if I remember correctly. Did you get any wickets?
No.
Truth or dare?
Wickets, but remember Mahendra Singh Dhoni, I was bowling wide at him and he went and played a dink, and I just felt, well done. He forced Mahendra Singh Dhoni to dink. Well played.
4 overs, none for 38 that day, which is actually, it's one of those days where you look at the card and you go, oh, he didn't bowl well. Probably pretty satisfied with those figures given that pitch.
I was absolutely chuffed. Kohli got 90 odd. Was bowling at Kohli and Dhoni, and to go at less than 10s in Mumbai when they got 190. I was chuffed as well. You may actually be a decent cricketer, Carlos.
Humble as always, the great man. Promise you he's more than a decent cricketer. And then I suppose going on to Eden Gardens, England, the challenge of that. Looked like you were dead and buried in the chase. And I know you've said the story so many times, but probably a day that changed your life, really, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was a funny one, the whole tournament, because we landed in India, and I remember Chris Gale being swarmed. I still have the video on my phone, but then by the end of the tournament, I was the one being swarmed. I had no idea how to deal with it. So yeah, it was that you worked so hard, but to everyone else you were overnight success. So it was a little difficult to deal with, but it was a night that I'll cherish forever.
I was there working for the ICC. I remember seeing you the next day at the team hotel, and I could tell that you were still trying to take it in. You're still trying to understand what had happened. Good power sweep. There's a fielder there, but gets it over his head. And not many have done that to Harmeet Singh. A smile from Heaslett. I think Harmeet Singh thought as though he was in the game right at that deep square leg fielder, but over his head.
I love this shot because he almost stops his stride to ensure that he gets under it. It was power packed to get the man on the boundary. It cleared him comfortably.
As he worked into the leg side, be interesting to see as to the start that they get and how quickly we see an indication as to what the Kings know about their task, I guess, in terms of how quickly they'll have to chase it. 13.4, I think, but you then get this buffer, because if you tie the scores, if you get to the 147 and then hit a 4 or hit a 6 in a dream world, I think you could do it as late as about 14.2. I'm going to wait for official confirmation of that from the tournament statisticians and the match officials, but they're going to have to get it done pretty quickly. For me, nothing to lose. Bowled out for 60, doesn't matter. Still be in the playoffs.
This is where the analysts start to get keyboard trigger happy, and all the numbers and all the permutations. They absolutely love it. This is where the statisticians, mathematicians, adds a nice little other external dimension to the game as well.
Just don't get your calculations wrong, as many have over the years. That's the key. Good start, though, for the Kings. 11 for nothing. Faf du Plessis out there at the crease. And we're going to see one of the changes to the team, Dhruv Parashar, to have a bold, good little cricketer. And hopefully, as soon as the PA announces Dhruv Parashar, I might just have connection and access to Ishan Pandey. Doctor, can you hear me out there?
Hi, Andrew.
Doctor, how are you going?
Very good, very good.
Firstly, very well batted. Did you enjoy that promotion up the order? I think the second time this season you've been at number 3.
Yes, I'm pretty much enjoying it. Just a bit tough conditions out there. Ball, Dhruv!
It's a role that you like to perform there and work the ball around against those spinners?
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, just assess the condition a bit and just take the game towards the 14-15 over.
Can you give us a sense of the atmosphere out there, Ishan? You can probably barely hear me. It feels like it's electric.
Yeah, it's crazy. I mean, every game we play, it's just amazing to be out here and playing for the Sudurpachim Royals.
I've got Carlos Brathwaite alongside me. I know Carlos, probably a player you've looked up to. Carlos, what did you think of Ishan's innings?
Enjoyed it. I want to ask him firstly, congratulations, Doctor.
Sorry, come again?
I wanted to ask if you're the mathematician on field to be doing all the calculations and permutations.
Miscued, hit down to long on. So Ishan, what Carlos is asking you is, do you know the net run rate permutations? Do you know what Sudurpachim have to do this in?
We just got to know they've got to chase it under 14.2 or something, right?
You're spot on the money as always. Now, Doctor, can you give us a sense, maybe after this ball, how are you balancing your professional career as a now fully qualified medical doctor alongside your cricketing ambitions? Because I know you're still desperate to play for Nepal in the future.
Oh yes, Dhruv, well done. That's hello, Andrew.
I'm just asking you how you're balancing. I know you're running in between 2 fielding positions, but how you're balancing your medical qualifications, your medical work with your ambitions to play for Nepal in cricket.
That's probably the most asked question for me, and I'm prepared to answer it. I mean, it's just about how much I love the game. Oh, you
helped around the corner, gonna run away. Should nearly get to the rope, scoot back in, and oh dear. I think this might be 4, because I think he's picked the ball up when he's over the rope. Lyndon Hannibal is going to ask for a boundary check. You're going to see here, the first piece of work, Carlos, is okay. He does really well, but the problem is, I think he's picked the ball up whilst he's over the rope. Naughty! No! Don't do that! That's 4, Carlos.
He has just wasted a sprint, a slide, and a dive.
Ishan, we're going to keep you for the next over because it's chaos as always. Stay with me if you don't mind.
Exactly every ball we play.
Every ball in Nepali cricket, spot on. It's missing leg stump, little arm ball. End of the second, 19 for none.
Ask a question or not? What are you going to say?
Ishan, what are you saying to Dipendra Singh Airi there?
I was just telling him that as slow as we bowl, it's helping out from the wicket.
Yeah, so the slower that you go on this particular surface, the more difficult it is.
Oh, yes. Well done, well done. Well done, well done, Dipidai.
I know you're in the middle of the action there, Ishan, but how good a cricketer is your captain?
I don't think anyone would be doubt. I mean, many of us can bet our lives on his fielding, I guess.
Swept away. He's going to race to the rope. Not quite the right line, and Heaslet does well to get it around the corner.
Good shot from Heaslet. Swept that one off for length. It's amazing how fine he got it between keeper and short fine. Still got bat on it to get all the way for 4.
Oh, lovely. Well done, well done, well done, Dipidai.
Ishan, is that what you were saying to him there, to bowl a bit straighter?
Yeah, I know, like, he's not trying to go down the ground. So...
He does go down the ground this time. Excellent stroke. Going to soar all the way. 6 more to the total. The Kings, the chase is on.
Real impetus from Heaslet. They've tempted him with mid-on in his circle. He's cleared not only 30-yard circle, but the outer circle, the boundary, maximum again. Heaslet has gone to 22 off 11, scoring at 200 strike rate.
Andrew, is that you who taught him Nepali? Well done, Dipidai.
Oh, nearly bowls him. Ishan, repeat that once more. What were you saying to me, my friend?
Is that you who taught him Nepali?
I can say namaste, I can say dandavad to you. And as always, we love you welcoming us here. Tiksa, Iktam Tiksa. I want to thank you for joining us, mate. Wish you the very best for the rest of the season.
Surely. Very much fun. Andrew, see you.
Cheers, my brother. And if we're ever in trouble medically, Carlos, you and I, we know where to go. As Duplessis goes downtown. Big 6. The third boundary of the over, and the Kings are on the charge. It's 36 for none. Are the Kings starting to think of not just a big upset victory over the Royals, but are they starting to think of, hold on, we've got a platform here, we're 36 for none after 3. I do want to thank Dr. Ishan Pandey for talking to us as well. Such a charismatic young man. But they're now thinking, surely, well, hold on, we keep going at this rate, go at 12 and over. We're going to get this chase done in time to go past the Gorkas on net run rate and get into the top 2.
Something, yeah, pad, the umpire says. Yeah, I never had a doubt that the power play would have been attacked. I think the real challenge for the Kings is over 7 to 11. Can you maintain this momentum between those overs? Because they set up a power-packed last 3. You can't afford to tail off.
Well, Faf du Plessis has been to close to every corner of the cricketing globe right now. How good a player is he? It's his trademark, Faf.
Yeah, he has all the strokes. Something like that. It's so easy for him to go across it as well. The angle is going across him, and he's gone with it, and they say they over mid-off. He's also very cognizant of the areas of the field that he hits, not just aerial or through the field, but he knows mid-off is up, and he's trying to go over there.
Clever bowling from Parashar, just cramping him up for room. I do sense that it was a good toss to win. You know exactly the equation now. It's still waiting for complete and official confirmation, but the numbers I have, usually okay on my net run rate. 13.4 in normal time, if that makes sense. So I get to 148 in 13.4. That'd send them past the Gorkas, where they could go as late as 14.2, possibly 14.3 if they tie the scores and then hit a boundary of 4 or 6. As again, it's just another lesson that not just every over counts in every tournament, every ball counts.
Yeah, 100%, and they've been very good so far. There's been a few dot balls in the power play. I think that's why they decided to bat last, so they know what they have to chase.
Pumped out of the ground. Heaslet, well, maybe showing what the Kings have missed at the top of the order. Real aggression. Not the best delivery, but what a response from the Australian.
Served up on a platter and smashed out the park. It's been a good over up until now. Pace off. Heard Dr. Ishan say, take the pace off, go very slow. He did that for the first 4 deliveries and then gone fast and into the trap. Slow again and single again. So that's it. A nod for the Royals just to be a little bit more disciplined with the ball. It's 4 gone, 45 without loss.
Look at the difference between the 2 starts for the 2 sides. The Royals found it difficult on what felt like a turgid surface. All of a sudden, the sun has given it a bit of a bake. We're into the heart of the day. It's approaching just after 1 o'clock local time here in Nepal, and the Kings are making hay whilst the sun shines. As here comes a young man with a great story. Found through the talent hunt, winner of a fast bowling challenge. You heard Mikhail Vaswani tell his story beautifully on air the other day. Clocked at 131 kilometres an hour, the fastest in the country across the talent hunt, and into the yellow of Sudurpachim. Half a chance, but direct hit not affected. I'll tell you something, I've been impressed as well. He's got a nice action. He looks like a bowler with real talent and real potential in an area where Nepal are a little lacking their fast bowling.
You need to find the talent that you can then work on. 130 in the grand scheme of things is not fast enough for international level, but if you have someone who, with not much coaching before, reaches 130, that's natural. That's natural, and he's swinging the ball. So you can upskill him in pace, help him to keep his skills. You can be looking at a real gem before us.
Yeah, and just to add a little bit of, I guess, a caveat to that 131.3 that he was clocked at, the fastest in the country. That is done without bowling boots, without proper cricketing facilities, in what was, in essence, kind of a travelling roadshow going around with a net and a handheld speed gun. So there's a raw pace, raw potential there. He can get faster than that too.
Yeah, 100%. Once he starts to strengthen his body, understands his body, and understands where his power output comes from, you can then start to train him and tweak him. He looks like he has a fast bowler's mentality, which is important.
Du Plessis just guides it away into the owner's box. Another one put down in the crowd, just the wrong line. And too easy for the great South African. The 50 comes up in grand style.
Fantastic from Faf. Just getting inside the line and swiveling it. We spoke about the pace he was bowling at. Just using the pace. Not trying to hit it, just help it.
It's an incredible story, though. Literally discovered out in Sudurpachim, 22 years of age, probably bowling in a pair of trainers or a pair of runners. And Jagat Tamata saw enough of him to say, "Yep, let's get him into the team and let's play him." Tries to take pace off, but Faf goes downtown again. Back-to-back sixes. I'll tell you something, the Kings are thinking about top two right now.
Big pressure, big pressure. This is good leadership. This is good batting. Back of the arm, clear the front leg, Faf du Plessis, and access the mid-wicket. Only 2 out, still in the power play. And that was a power play from Faf. But this is good leadership. The keeper ran down to him. Dipinder Singh, skipper, has gone to him just to settle the nerves, just take the sting out of the game. In his mind, Hikmat, he will feel as though the walls are closing in. You're bowling at Faf, someone who's destroyed bowling attacks all over the world. And he's just punked you for 2 sixes. But these next 2 balls are so important. How can you get him to zone back in, bowl his best ball, and just slow things down in his mind? That is excellent leadership from Dipinder Singh and the keeper.
There's no doubt Hitmack right now will be panicking, complete panic, but he's got a good captain coming around, sticking the arm around the shoulder. Will Faf go again? Good Yorker. Incredible atmosphere here. Even Faf du Plessis just had a quick word with him down pitch side. He says this is sensational.
Yeah, both on middle stump-ish. One helped over fine leg and the other one, and he picked it, cleared the front leg, accessed the arms, and spanked over mid-wicket.
Tell you something though, this will only stand Hikmat in good stead. My worry for the Royals would be, looks like they're going to go down to defeat here. Or are they going to lose that winning feeling, that winning momentum going into the playoffs? Or are we going to see the Kings set up a rematch of this game? Fielder out there, runs around, not going to get there, and it goes all the way. And if these two keep going, it's going to be first v second again. Royals v Kings. The Kings sensational, 65 for none.
Better to play on with the sun beating hard. Pace on the ball is coming on nicely to pick your spots. Great move up front for the Biratnagar Kings with the left-right combination. HT Ackerman, very good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Mikhail. Well, you're having to bowl as a young man. You're just bowling not against world-class performers. You're bowling against those who've done it on the biggest stage. I mean, this man has done it against the very best in the world.
Yeah, what a time to just get some good hits in the middle if you're Faf du Plessis. He's played on all sides of the ground. He's sparing no bowler in the middle. Back live. Picks that up again. Work to do for the fielder in the deep. Will not be able to cut it off. Back-to-back boundaries. Du Plessis is in a hurry to get home today. And the Biratnagar Kings are certainly ahead of their asking rate and the momentum.
And the thing about this as well is Dipendra Singh Airee is bowling the ball very quickly, which will suit Du Plessis. He wants the ball to come on as best as it can on a surface that is a little bit on the slow side. They're not going to stop. They're going to keep going here.
Oh, there's no stopping. Coming right at us. Just need to move for cover. We were almost in the firing line over there. We've seen a couple of ones come this side, and this was as close as it was a couple of nights ago. A home run here from Faf du Plessis. And he's taken a liking to Dipendra Singh Airee. 14 runs in the first 3. It's raining boundaries at the moment. Quicker one, just kept a little low. What a contest here. The captain of the Sudurpachim Royals under pressure with the ball in hand for the very first time in this competition, courtesy the Faf du Plessis factor. Yeah, he's just going after the bowling. He just wants to knock off these 147 runs in quick time. Up and over. Another one, mid-off up in the circle. And Faf du Plessis obliges.
Call the police. There's a murdering going on here at the TU.
He's raced to 44 in 16. Anything in the slot. He's going all out now. Mid-on drops in, mid-off drops behind. And this time he goes in the direction of long on. He's just playing around with the field over here. 22 runs in over number 6. What a power play this has turned out to be for the Biratnagar Kings. They've accumulated 87 and Du Plessis moves to 48. Traffic at the moment. Biratnagar Kings won the toss, decided to bowl, and they had a chase in mind in a stipulated number of overs, and they seem to be doing that with precision. They need 61 and 84, 10 wickets in hand, HT. Look at that for the last over, 22 runs. Dipendra Singh Airee in his 2 overs has gone for 38. In times of adversity, go to your most trusted lieutenant, and that's Harmeet Singh.
This is the matchup that Heaslip would want.
He's played himself in extremely well, Hazlett. 38 and 20. Just keep talking about Du Plessis, but Hazlett has been that foil you need top of the order. A lot of shuffling this time around for the Biratnagar Kings.
I was going to say that. What about the decision to drop Lokesh Bam down the order? I mean, he's been good in the tournament.
But they've obviously looked at what they need and said, right, we're going to alter this batting lineup, and it is working. The Royals with an added advantage of knowing that they are already in those top two positions. They shuffle players, they bring in new players, they leave out players who've just found form. I hope for their sake, we're not heading down the same path as what we did last year, where you dominate the group stages and then at moment critique, you start to mess around with your own momentum.
Easy pickings at the moment for the batters. They're picking their spots with consummate ease. That's been helping them. George Muncy missing out as well today. But the change on top has worked for the Biratnagar Kings.
Yeah, they left Muncy out and keep Heazlett and move him to the top of the order. A lot might have been thinking that Muncy would keep the place in the team and that Heazlett would be left out. Master stroke.
What a hit, inside out. Just splits the fielder at cover, sweeper and long off. Heazlett moves into his 40s as well. What a partnership this is turning out to be for the first wicket.
Yeah, let's bear in mind that this is a young man who got 100 very early on in his career in Australia, and many felt he's the next big thing. And he was elevated into the international team, the Australian international team, at a very young age. It didn't work out for him. And it begs the question, you know, was someone like Sam Heazlett picked too young? Because here, right here in Nepal, he looks some sort of player.
He certainly does, and he's made it count. He's got into double figures in the 3 matches that Heazlett played in, but all eyes will be on du Plessis. 59 and 18. Yeah, there it is, the Faf special. What a time to bring out a 50. He's used that bat like a magic wand this afternoon, entertained the crowd and just brought back the Faf factor in a very, very crucial chase. Very fine innings. 7 done, it's 97 for no loss.
Yeah, what an innings. And what a privilege that a player like this comes and plays here in the Nepal Premier League. And I might be wrong. He hasn't retired from international cricket. And I can't believe that somehow South Africa aren't working with him to find out how he can play in their T20 side. Because he is just one incredible player.
Absolutely. Well, I believe Jess Crow is standing by the sidelines. Jess, take it away.
That's right, I'm joined here by the owner of the Kings, Paras Linear. Paras, we've got to start with the current state of the match. Faf du Plessis has just smashed a 50 off 19 balls. How incredible has he been?
He's very excited, and he's famous for that, you know. He played T10, he played many matches, and he's the most blasting batsman in the world cricket, and we are proud that he's here.
Of course, and the team is seeing great success during this comp. What's been the driving force for that success, do you think?
To be very honest, this time we worked very hard to make the team.
Well, there's a wicket, we'll head back up to Combs.
Oh, Jess Crow, I'd have you on my team every day of the week and twice on Sundays. You have this natural ability, and now you have a big fish next to your name, because Faf du Plessis has had his off stump knocked over.
And all of that done very effortlessly. Yeah, but a bit of change in momentum here. What an innings, as you mentioned. What a privilege to watch him bat. He walks back after getting his maiden NPL 50 in 20 deliveries. Biratnagar Kings 27 for 1. Nice. Martin Guptill, after missing out in the last couple of games, comes back into the fixture. His designated number 3 spot, 9999 runs. Take a look at that record. Wow. Abhinash Bora once again amongst wickets very early. Guptill gets off the mark and we'll head across to Jeskro once again.
I can't believe it, another wicket is fallen. I've been stood by the boundary. But perhaps please continue what you're saying.
Actually, this time we worked very hard from last time. We tried to make a team in a proper combination so that we can have quick bowlers, whereas spinners, all the combination was there, and with the top order good batting lineup. So that was our focus, that how we can have multiple use, whatever the wicket is there, we can use our team according to that of the situation. As there was a day-night match also, when there is moisture, we can have that advantage also. So we did by making all the plans in a proper way, and this time we executed it very well.
And what has your role and support looked like throughout the comp for the Kings?
My especially goal is that we need our country to have a very good status in cricket. We want our country as fast as it get a permanent status of T20 and 50-50. 50 overs. This is our main goal, and I request again, last time also I spoke, I told this time also I'm telling ICC need to interact here, and they should support us by giving few grounds over here, good coaches, so that we can groom our child and get the within 10 to 15 years we also can try to fight for test playing country.
Excellent. And coming into the backstage of the comp, especially approaching the playoff stages, what do this team need to do to continue this momentum?
We are doing well. If you see every game we have played well. Some mistakes we did, so we lost also the match. Now you can see today's match we are doing well. Whenever we are getting a good wicket, we are trying to get good scores. Like first match we got a good wicket, we scored 220. The same thing we are doing. We are nothing. There is nothing to panic. It is just that you need to play every day, every new game, and every ball is a new ball. So you need to focus and try to give your 100%.
And coming back from a bit of a disappointing loss last time, as an owner, sorry, how do you work with the coaches to instill that confidence in the players?
I couldn't get you.
I said, sorry, as the owner, how do you work alongside the coaches to make sure you instill that confidence in the players coming back from a loss last match?
It was very simple, because all the players have played more than 200 matches. Local guys also have played many matches. It is not that they are professional. They should understand. They should come back from everything. This is what cricket is all about, because that is a profession. Now league is a profession. You need to work hard. You need to think what wrong you went.
Excellent. Well, there we go. A 6 as we speak. Thank you very much. All the best for you and the team.
Yeah.
Thank you. Back to comms.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you, Jess. Wonderful listening to Paras Lunia and Biratnagar Kings' plans. 100 coming up in this over. 10 runs and a wicket. 107 for 1.
Mr. Lunia's heart was in his throat there, thinking, please don't come back to me here. I don't want any more wickets to go down. But he managed to survive through the Jeskro interview, and his the wickets are intact.
You know what, HT, had I been Paras Lunia, I would have kept it really short and tossed it back to the comms. Look at that. My God. 107 for 1, the Biratnagar Kings after 8. The Royals 42 for 2, and another piece of statistic that could be really revealing as well. In the whole innings of the Sudurpachim Royals, they got 7 fours and 9 sixes, and the Biratnagar Kings in their first 8 overs have 7 fours and 9 sixes. Just goes to show they're batting on a different surface and a plane and level at the moment. Cut away. That's a 4, and that's a 50 as well. What a way to bring up your half century. Promoted in the batting order, got a couple of 20s in the last game. But he just raised his hand and batted with great maturity and responsibility. Well done, Heslett.
All the 10 to 15,000 that are in attendance here, they know exactly who Faf du Plessis is. But now Sam Heslett has introduced himself to the locals here in Nepal. They won't forget that name.
Oh, that's been edged. Harmeet gets back and sends Heslett after a very fine 50. That was quicker, went with the arm. And I'm not too sure if there's much room to cut that. But what an innings by Heslett. Absorbed the pressure, gave the start, stitched 97 runs and walks back.
Good catch. Binod Bandari standing up, never easy. And what would we expect from Harmeet Singh? He's always in the wickets as well. But yes, a lovely innings from Sav Heazlett. He's given them the perfect start. Can it be a great finish? He goes for 51. It's 1-1-1 for 2.
Great scenes, a lot of support for both the teams. Biratnagar Kings showing a sense of urgency. Out comes another star from Sandeep Lamichane's side, and that is Bashir Ahmed. A couple of nights ago, played an absolute cracking innings to take his team out of the dead and get them across the finishing line. He'll be up against the left-arm spinner Harmeet Singh.
All right, so we've just received a confirmation, fingers crossed. 13.4 overs. That's the number that the Kings will need to chase this down in to finish in second place. To leapfrog the Gawkers and ensure that they play against the Royals in qualifier 1, that all-important qualifier 1, because the winner of that goes straight to the final and the loser gets another opportunity because they play the winner of the eliminator.
So you never know, you could be seeing a rematch in a couple of days in qualifier 1 between both these sides. And that's why the sense of urgency. Now trust Guptill to just take on Harmeet Singh. Smartly done, nicely bowled.
They just keep coming, don't they? You can see what the intent is here, with Bashir Ahmed even coming in now ahead of Lokesh Bam.
Yeah, that's swept for a single. Heazlett played a very fine innings before Harmeet Singh got the better of him.
A little unlucky for Heazlett. Slight concern here for Martin Guptill. He still looks as though he's nursing a bit of a quad injury. He's hopping to the other side when taking a single.
Successful over here for the Sudurpachim Royals. A wicket and 6 runs, 1-1-3 for 2. Coming to you live from Kirtipur, Nepal. A lovely match playing out between two very fine sides, and in all of it, nature as well just shows a glimpse of its beauty. Nestled in the lap of the beautiful scenic Chobar Hills is this wonderful venue. The fans keep telling me on Instagram, it's magical, mesmerizing and breathtaking, HD. Ah, there it is. That's right out of the screws, and that's out of here as well. Guptill's looking so good this afternoon, and so are the Biratnagar Kings.
There's an old saying in cricket, beware the injured man. Gordon Greenwich got a double 100 with a fractured arm. Malcolm Marshall, I think, got a player of the match. He got 5 or 6 wickets against England with a fractured forearm as well. And Guptill nursing a thigh injury that kept him out of this team for a couple of games. Well, he's hitting him sweet.
Goes past 10,000 runs as well. Good change of pace. Season 1, Season 2, Biratnagar Kings retaining him, the same commitment, same energy. Great signs if you're a franchise. Wow! Massive! I'll correct myself, that's monstrous. And that's out of here, that's because they've just gone into the parking lot. Bashir Ahmed as well is in awe of that.
And the purse lips from Guptill. He too was like, oh, I've nailed that. I've absolutely nailed it. Now the broad smile to go along with it. You don't get sweeter than that. I think he even said, get in the hole. Because it was like a golf swing.
And I'm sure, what's the chat all about? It's more of Guptill saying, even I wonder how that went that far. Just having a look at his bat and admiring that entire shot of his.
I think he's saying to Harmeet Singh, you've underestimated us. You don't want to play against us in the qualifier, and you don't want to play against us in the final. You might have made a mistake here by going easy on us.
Yeah, if there's any sign that the Sudurpachim Royals will read from this game is the kind of carnage up front here with the Biratnagar Kings. But this goes hard at this one. He's ambling across, he's hobbling across to the other end. He's not looking very convincing in those running between the wickets there.
Ouch. It's enormous.
I had to correct myself. I was falling short of adjectives to give the right definition of that shot. Massive, monstrous, huge, humongous. So let it be. That's the Guptill shot. And nicely kept.
And for this final delivery here, Bashir Ahmed needs to either hit a 2, a 4 or a 6, deal in even numbers. 13.4. That's the overs that the Kings need to chase this down in. 22 still needed. Guptill can do that in an over.
With those kind of sixes, HD, yeah, he just needs a couple of deliveries. At the moment, he's been brilliant. He just dismissed and exposed this bowling attack of Sudurpachim Royals with some massive carnage. 14 runs of over number 10 at the halfway stage. It looks a walk in the park for the Biratnagar Kings. They're 127 for 2. And this is also that time of the innings where the umpire will give a tap on his watch and suggest that we are heading into our expert education strategic timeout.
Welcome back to the Siddhartha Bank Nepal Premier League Season 2. We're at the TU International Ground and they're really moving to the music. It's poetry in motion, really. Really know their music here in Nepal. They know their songs. The DJ is belting them out really well. The Sudurpachim Royals taking on the Biratnagar Kings today. The Kings need to chase down 148 in under 13.5 overs to finish second on that points table. Just moments away from getting out of that expert education strategic timeout. Now that's away. We see in a really good position here. I'm Fazal Khalil. Good afternoon. Akash Chopra.
Good afternoon, Fazal. Basi needs to just get going a little bit. He was sent ahead of Lokesh Bam to actually smash it. He's a bit of a smasher, but hasn't happened so far. 4 balls, 2 runs. Puneet Mehra picked up a few wickets in the previous game. Late addition to the Royals family.
Well, certainly a really good addition there. Martin Guptill coming in for this game has been absolute carnage out here. There it is again, continuing that carnage. One bounce over the boundary cushions. The best place in the house to hit the ball to, straight over the bowler's head.
This is why he was promoted. This was in his arc, and he chose the right spot actually. Nobody there. Flat batted down the ground.
Back live, no ball called by the umpire, free hit and a direct hit as well. It's all happening here at the TU International. And it looks like the batsman feels that he's out. Yeah, there it is. Martin Guptill, not waiting for the umpire's decision, has started his walk back. Run out of a no ball.
That's the only way of getting out of a no ball. A run out. Oh yes, that long walk back to the pavilion. Oh, Yuchi, twists in the tail. Martin Guptill, who was explosive, destructive, has been dismissed for 22 after 9 balls.
Lokesh Bam, who opened in the previous games for the Biratnagar Kings, has walked out lower in the batting order today, and I think that's the right thing, right move made by the Biratnagar Kings. Heaslet and Duplessis came out to open the innings. The no ball will be there, the free hit will be there for them to go big.
It's not often that you walk in to play your first ball and it happens to be a free hit. License to go downtown, go over covers, wherever you want to.
And what do? You miss the ball outside the off stump.
Interesting. Martin Guptill rather wanted that single so that he could be on strike.
Swung away from the stumps. He missed out on the free hit, but the reason he's out there is just a little while ago, this is what happened.
It was Guptill's call. He called for it, heard the no ball. You just do not take a chance on Dipender Singh Airy's arm. That's rule number 1. Rule number 2 is don't forget rule number 1.
Well, that's in the air. Field is coming from everywhere. Will land in no man's land. So they know at the back of the mind that they have to get those 148 runs in less than 13.5 overs.
Once again, attempted a big hit. Didn't go anywhere. Landed in the no man's land. 3 fielders converging. None of them could reach.
down the track, down the ground. Just got the feeling that he was trying to hit it for 6, Akash. He came too close to the ball.
Got 8 runs in this over. Use of the feet, something that we haven't seen very often. But location in this case was close enough to the ball.
Will take the single, keep strike. 9 runs and that big wicket of Martin Guptill in this over. 11 done. Biratnagar Kings 136 for 3. Well, there they are. Not a seat available today. The Sudurpachim Royals versus the Biratnagar Kings. Could we see them once again? The possibilities are very, very strong to see the two teams once again in a couple of days.
Or maybe twice. If they finish 1 and 2, there is a good chance they might actually meet each other in the finals as well.
In the air, straight to the man, straight down his throat. Very smart catch. Josh Brown, the fielder on that occasion. Very simple, very straightforward for him. Bashir Ahmed will depart.
Well, it was there to be hit. Just couldn't find the placement. Was close to the ball, close enough to not get the elevation. Needed to find the gap, he could not, and there is another wicket. Now 2 wickets in 2 overs. Bassett goes for 8. It's 136 for 4.
Pratish GC just got one simple task on hand to try and cart it over the boundary for a 6. They need 12 runs, but they have about 16 deliveries to do it in to get to that second spot on the points table. For the first time in the tournament, Sudurpachim Royals looking like the second best. Biratnagar Kings have done well. They'll be really happy. For sure, the Biratnagar Kings and their supporters, and she's happy as well. The happy dent, sparkling smile of the day. A happy dent hamper coming your way, young lady. We do that every single day. There it is. Big smile from her. And I'm sure from the Biratnagar Kings supporters as well. We'll take the single.
You can actually do it with singles only. Need 11 to win. Still have 2.5 overs to play. Basir was trying to go for the glory. Found Josh Brown there. Nicely taken.
This time in the slot. Has he put it away? Yes, he has. 6 big ones for Biratnagar Kings. They move 1 step closer to victory and 1 step closer to the second spot on the points table.
Oh, look at that shot. Pratish. He doesn't need a lot of deliveries to get into the action. He did the same with the ball. This time a wonderful pickup shot. Had the timing to go all the way. He bowled only 1 over in the previous innings, in the first innings of course. Took 2 wickets, gave away only 4. Has played 2 balls and hit a 6 already.
Oh, that's hit in the air. That's gone all the way as well. by Pratish GC. The Biratnagar Kings win this game by 6 wickets and 49 deliveries to spare. The 150 for 4 coming in 11.5 overs. They've done it with 2 overs to spare.
Just this look, have a look at the magnitude of this victory. Yes, they needed to finish it within 13.5 overs. 2 overs to that stage. And in the context of this tournament, they've taken down an opposition that was not beaten even once. Sudurpachim Royals, unbeaten till today. Their first meeting with the Kings, and Kings have come on top. Back-to-back sixes. First one, of course, was a pickup shot. This one across the line, Red Bull energetic moment of the match. This is the winning energy that's got in here for the Biratnagar Kings.
Well, the Red Bull Babal energy, really. What a win this for the Biratnagar Kings. They've completely obliterated Sudurpachim Royals, who were sitting at the top of the points table. They hadn't lost a single game. But if you are a Sudurpachim Royals fan, don't lose heart, because you've won all the games. The law of averages had to catch up with you at some time, and it's good that it's caught up with the Sudurpachim Royals today and not from today.
Sandeep Lamichhane won the toss, elected to bowl first. Just wanted to be in a position where they actually knew what was needed. What was needed to qualify as number 2. They were up against a mighty opposition. Dipender Singh Aries, Sudurpachim Royals. First, quality bowling. Himself as a captain, 3 wickets. Then Faf du Plessis, an innings to remember, 20 ball 50. Hazlitt scored 27 ball 51. The overseas players came to the party today just when they wanted, just when they needed.
Well, I think they got their batting order. They got their team really well today. Biratnagar Kings, they brought in their overseas players and they exposed them right up front where the ball was new. It was shiny coming onto the bat despite the spinners in operation. 50 for Hazlitt, 50 for du Plessis. Really set up this whole game for the Biratnagar Kings. They knew that they had to win big. Sam Hazlitt there, 51 of 27. Faf du Plessis, 50 of 20. 97 for the first wicket. Faf du Plessis, Martin Guptill, then a little bit of carnage towards the end, and that innings of 13 of just 3 deliveries by Pratish GC ensured that the Biratnagar Kings will put it across the Sudurpachim Royals to ascend themselves ahead of the Gorkhas to that second spot on the points table.
Well, while it is all about the big names, Pratish has impressed me immensely. The opening partnership, 44 ball 97. That set the stage for them to qualify as number 2. They had qualified earlier already. It's just that you want to finish in the top 2 to get 2 bites at the cherry. But look at Pratish. He's been involved for only 9 balls in this game. 2 wickets for 4 runs. Bowled the 20th over. And now 3 ball 13.
Well, nothing to really write home about for the Sudurpachim Royals. The first time their bowling was put under pressure. Harmeet Singh, as usual, 1 for 27 of his 3 overs. 2 wickets for Abhinash Bohara, but they were just carted to all parts of the ground, losing this game with a lot of overs to spare. 59 balls is what they had in hand. The Biratnagar Kings completely obliterating the Sudurpachim Royals. They came in, they needed 148 from less than 13.5 overs. They were going hammer and tongs from the very word go. They had their batting order brilliantly today. Hazlitt and du Plessis really firing on all cylinders, taking the bowling apart, taking them to all parts of the ground. They were carted over the boundary with the consummate ease. There it is, Sam Hazlitt really enjoying himself, and some really big ones from Faf du Plessis.
Looked in complete control, got to his 50. Did lose his wicket, a slower one doing the trick. But Martin Guptill, he came and he smashed. Hazlitt at the other end got to his half century as well. Wow, this was quite a blow. And then off a no ball. I get a feeling that he's not 100% fit still. Couldn't really run as fast as he would want it. A good catch in the deep, Josh Brown. But then came Pratish. And came 2 sixes, back-to-back sixes. 2 points and finished at number 2. All twos.
Well, just take a look at how the match panned out. The Biratnagar Kings winning the toss, inviting Sudurpachim Royals to take first strike. 147 for 6. Arif Sheikh, 45, undefeated of 32. Ishan, 38 of 35. Lamichane bowled superbly. The 17th over was a real crucial one for them. 3 for 20 of his 4. 2 wickets in that last over from Pratish GC, restricting that big batting lineup of the Royals to just 147. In reply, the Biratnagar Kings were so simple, so easy and so calculated. Heaslett 51, Duplessis 50 of 20, taking them to that big win by 6 wickets with 49 balls remaining. Huge win this for the Biratnagar Kings.
They knew exactly what was needed. They've delivered. The big guns. Sudurpachim Royals faced their first defeat of the tournament. 6 wins, 12 points. Biratnagar Kings, they knew what was needed and they came in with a plan. 10 points, finished as number 2. Kathmandu Gorkhas, they also had 5 wins out of the 7 games. But courtesy a better net run rate, it's the Kings who have finished at number 2. And Lumbini Lions, they were outstanding last night, sealed a spot. So we've got our playoffs ready now. 1 versus 2, that will be the qualifier 1. The eliminator will be played between the Gorkhas and the Lions. The winner of that game will play the loser of qualifier 1. So Royals and Kings, there is a possibility they might actually end up playing 2 more times in this tournament.
Well, yes, very exciting match that just culminated. We'll take a very short break, and on the other side will be Mikhail Vaswani with the post-match presentation.